Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Flintlocks and Fireballs, where a handful of private dicks will continue to navigate the treacherous hellscape of Dungeons and Dragons.
Ooh, hellscape!
I am your host and Dungeon Master Jason Phelps, and I'm joined as ever by Robbie Maltese Falcon Bellekom, Sam Spade Burns,
Nice.
and Ellie Malteser Sparrow. Sparrow.
Delicious.
I'm not, the theme didn't continue because I realised I couldn't remember any other noir films after the Maltese Falcon, and I did not prepare.
Now I'm not sure I could name another one either.
Yeah, there are plenty.
Loads.
It's just mind blanked. So, welcome back. It's been 2 weeks for you and like 24 hours for us.
Welcome back to the same table.
The same table and the same setup. We are continuing on our little holiday. Brought to you very much by the Flintlocks and Fireballs Patreon, who continued to pay for us, to have paid for our fuel costs for being here and for whiskey and pizza. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We love you very much. There are definitely other affiliates and so on, and for those I will cast our minds to the distant past when I recorded these messages pretending to be from the future and demand what messages from the present a version of us.
Yeah.
It's Future Jason with messages from the present. We are an affiliate of dnddice.com, makers of beautiful specialty dice since 2010. Whether you need dice because you're masquerading as a vampire, calling Cthulhu, or are some sort of pathfinder gathering the magic munchkins, you can click through our affiliate link in the description and grab yourself or a friend some particularly sexy dice or a particularly sexy leather dice bag. We are also an affiliate of Zavi, fine producers of nerdy garments and handy household items. Remember, you can click through the affiliate link in the description and use code FLINTLOCKS20 to take 20% off clothing and FLINTLOCKS10 to take 10% off not clothing. And that's it for announcements this time. Back to you, Past Jason.
I would like it to be known that there are ghosts here.
Oh yeah, a ghost tour stopped outside the house like an hour ago.
Yep. I did a whole bit of the ghost tour just outside the house that we're staying in.
I think I was having a nap during that. What ghosts were here?
Something about a monk.
A monk ghost.
Oh, nice.
So tempted to go to the window on the sheet. So tempted.
Yeah.
You never hear from us again. It's because we were devoured by the monk ghost, which would mean that you wouldn't be hearing this special, so we probably haven't been.
Or only one of us did, in which case you got a desperate message from...
Oh no. My dad used to say he hears ghosts here, which is very unlike him, so it's interesting.
Oh.
I hear the sound of children laughing and running up and down the stairs. It's the worst possible ghost, really.
Why would
isn't
you
it?
tell us that while we're still living here?
We're not going to hear any children. It was honestly, the sound is so weird, it probably came from next door.
And on that terrifying note...
I hate it.
Frank.
Who will not be
I can't
feeling
remember
this.
character voice. It's been a whole 24 hours.
Hey, say a word at a time, it'll be fine.
We're actually a lot more sober than we were yesterday, so...
We were on tea today.
And beer. We had beer
We had
earlier.
beer
We
in
had
it,
ein beer, yes.
Hey,
Beer.
bear.
We had one beer.
We're sobered up a fair bit.
Yes.
So,
Good beer.
but
Good beer.
with that in mind, it is time for us to continue a murder in Mephistopolis. Our land stands on the sabre's edge.
Our cities are a powder keg.
Brother chains, brother, no one's free. A life on land is short, you'll see.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm, or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.
Previously, on a murder in Mephistopolis, the 3 investigators of MDF investigations, the tiefling Malius, the translucent froggish demon Frug, and of course, let us not forget Montgomery
Demetrius Florian.
the third.
And Lantern.
Fuck.
Back off. Thank you.
How the hell do I... No, there we go. Fuck off! There we go, something like that. And of course, Dretch. The Dretch.
And Dretch.
And of course, Dretch's new companion, Dretch.
The Chibi Dretch.
Chibi Dretch. I've forgotten where that sentence is going to go. The investigators of MDF investigations, having survived a lunar bombing on the train, through leading up through Mephistopolis, apparently by agents of the demon queen Loretta. His name was definitely not taken from the game of The Quiet Place that we had like 3 nights ago.
Blood for the bird gods.
Blood for the bird gods.
You will
And
write us.
feathers for his downy throne.
Blood for the dickhead snake cult.
Having survived that particular attack, the party made their way to the Mephisti Ministries, where they received a job most definitely above their pay grade, and paid above their pay grade as well, to investigate the murder of the Rakshasa Makats of the Montserrat. Currently in a very, very suspended feud with their rival clan, the Callisti. Having investigated the scene of the crime and observed that the victim appeared to have been killed by surprise, very little was taken, apart from large chunks of the victim's flesh and demonic essence. And having discovered a couple of pieces of interesting wallet litter, our investigators ventured onwards. They also found imp sketches indicating that the prime suspect at this point appears to be none other than Makat's best friend and companion, Romance of the Montserrat. That said, the 3 of you set out, I believe, to investigate Subterrane's sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that is where we will pick up. From here, it's not so much that it's quicker not to take the train, it's just that it's about the same distance as if you took the train to a different place and then walked back.
But I wanted to take the nightmare train.
Don't worry, there'll be options for the train to take the train again.
Doot. Fucking doot.
Instead, you are heading to the address marked for Subterranean sandwiches. This particular sandwich bar is located in between districts, not quite as far away as the Stacks, where your rental office is, which is also your apartment. But a little bit beyond the reach of the steelworks in this whole industrial district. It falls within the cracks of the high buildings. You trudge on for the better part of an hour, shoving your way through the bustling streets around the steelworks and the other industrial dark satanic mills. And the ever-present acrid smoke doesn't really clear, but it fades in places. And although there is a very, very light amount of rain, I'm going to say, dripping here and there. You're not quite into the continuous solid drizzle of the stacks. It's actually enough that from here on the ground level, you can even see a little bit of sky. Peering up from these forgotten streets, places where if the roads were ever repaired, they've long since cracked and split to neglect, filled with potholes. You catch glimpses of a forgotten blue sky. You can see spearing up above the central city with its glorious glass and steel and gilt towers as the railway viaduct continues to spiral further up and up. And it's so far away that all that distant beauty does is drive home the contrast to the grim, dingy feel of beneath the arches. You arrive at one of any number of a dozen near identical spaces that could be shops, could be warehouses. There's signs, but they're grimed over, and you can just make out a little green sort of marking underneath with a name. But you know the address. You push open the door. There's a sort of sound. And you can see there's a small queue of demons of different types. Another lizard demon, one that kind of just looks like a bunch of rusty chains under a trench coat. One that's just a floating brain with a pair of eyes, kind of taking its time, with the tendrils, picking out different options. Behind a glass sandwich screen, there is a grey-eyed, human-eyed figure. They're almost translucent, not in the way of Frug's translucent skin, but like they're almost see-through. It's like
all of them is translucent, not just their skin.
True, but you can see translucent organs under you.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what the difference is. They're completely.
Yeah, they are just completely. They're fading. You've seen people like these. You've seen demons like this. These are one of the class of what you would call, some would call lemures or lares, souls that are so ground away by hell that they barely have more than their function left. And not enough hell has seeped in to give them new identities. They don't. These creatures don't really even have names. In fact, they do actually. This one, the only thing, the splash of color is faded color. Is a desaturated green apron and baseball cap, and a little name tag that says, "Hello, my name is," and no one's bothered to fill it in.
Oh.
You can hear you see the brain, the disembodied brain and eyes go kind of. You hear in your head the telepathy of distant echo of telepathy of. And I'll have the toasted cheese. And can I have some, what's that? Dreadfish. Do you do the dreadfish cold? Yes. I'll have it heated.
Oh, God.
Can I have that toasted as well?
Kill them. Kill them all.
Yeah, they are holding up this whole queue.
Fireball. Still a spell I don't have.
Of all the sandwich bars in all the cities in all of Hades, we have to walk into this one.
You can see there is a back door behind them that leads further into the building. So, how do you want to begin your investigation here?
Okay.
Sub.
Sam, we had records. Records was a thing. They'd been set up. We had sandwiches. Someone had been selling sandwiches.
Yeah, there was a lot of sandwiches, like an unusual amount.
Should we demand to talk to the manager?
I
Or
think
just ask. We could just ask.
maybe some of the servers might know if it's a big order that's regular.
Sure. Might be records somewhere.
Exactly. All right. Is there anyone visibly serving other than this translucent individual?
There are 3 translucent figures at different stages of sandwich preparation. 2 of which are not currently occupied because floating brain
Right.
is holding up the entire queue, still deciding on this sandwich.
Kill them all.
Okay.
What is floating brain thinking?
You can hear floating brain's thoughts really
it's
clearly.
all of those.
It's
Okay.
just telepathy. It's just broadcasting its thoughts. It's communicating by telepathy. It's like, okay, so the sauces. Do you have a special sauce? We have a number of special sauces. Which would you say is more special than the others?
The one
Dretch
they
leads
left out
it
in the
and
sun
just
least.
telepathically shouts, "Eat sub!"
The brain swivels round. No, you wait your turn. I'm not going to be hurried.
Eating!
I think the most special sauce.
Eating!
Do you mind? I'm trying to order a sandwich here.
Yeah, and I would warn you, Dretch gets very angry, and then there'll be no sandwiches for anyone. So you
Bite.
might want to hurry up.
Roll an intimidation check.
Apparently Dretch doesn't have patience right now. Ah, goddamn. 5.
11.
Yeah, you feel
Need to do something about these
a.
dice.
Okay, roll a wisdom save, please.
God!
16.
2 and a fucking 3.
The floating brain
Bye to
flicks
you.
one of its tendrils, and you just feel like a buffet of psychic force shove you back against a wall. I said, wait your turn.
What type of creature is this in terms of the hierarchy of hell?
Roll an Arcana check,
Okay.
I guess. Actually, history this would be.
History. Okay, even better. Okay, that's a 12.
12, yeah, I mean, seems like middle management, but not of a high-ranking thing. They're not wearing a clan crest that you really recognise. They're clearly some, like, minor functionary.
Okay. Would I know who their immediate kind of superior would be?
Yeah, sure. You can recognise they do have a little ribbon with a. I'm going to say they have a little ribbon with a marking on it of a coiled snake, which is the Owagai.
Owagai,
Clan.
okay.
So like, you know that the Owagai clan is like an up and coming sort of clan, but not one of the big 3.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I am going to briefly exit, adjust my hat of disguise,
Okay.
and come back in dressed as a vaguely humanoid still demon of the Owagai clan.
Okay, so you come back in dressed. How do you want to appear dressed?
Okay. If this individual is middle management,
Yeah.
then I'm going to be. Yeah, it's going to have to be like a regional manager.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a bigger, shinier, slightly fancier sash and a name tag. And Yeah, it'll probably be like Ashtoreth team leader.
Oh, yeah.
And I will walk back in there and I'll say,
Do we know what you've done? Are we either of us bright enough to work?
That's up to you.
I will say
I
before
don't think so.
before I leave,
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Inside would it be?
yeah, well, before I leave, I will say to the brother,
No.
all right, hold on, I got this.
That doesn't actually say
Yeah,
anything.
no, it doesn't
We just
say
think
anything,
you've
so you
left.
just think you've just left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I
I
have
will
not rolled well enough. To
come
get
back
anything
in.
otherwise.
I rolled a 2 and I'm Dretch.
I rolled, I think, a 6.
That's a 0.
Okay, so I will come back in and I will say to this floating brain with tendrils, so, where the hell have you been? The clocks went back yesterday.
What?
We're expecting you back at the office 10 minutes ago.
You're in
Oh,
trouble.
no, just give me what you got. Give me what you got.
No, there's no time. You have to go.
No, sub.
Ah, damn it! The brain kind of hurriedly floats out the door and away.
Oh, whatever they left behind.
There's this monstrous sandwich.
Yep, it's mine now.
Bite.
Want it toasted?
You want it toasted? Yes.
I adjust the
nodded.
hat and resume my normal form.
3 promise. That will be 3 promises.
Oh, it was that guy's sandwich.
He hadn't paid
He
yet.
hasn't paid
had he?
yet.
I put it on his tab as his sandwich.
I'm gonna roll to see whether this guy has a tab or not. Very well.
Yes.
They toast the sandwich for 30 seconds. You just hear a sound. It's like a little. The toaster is like. It looks like an oven in the shape with like a sort of imp's face, like where you put the sandwiches into, and then the embossed imp face kind of closes and goes, opens it back up, sticks out its tongue, and take the sandwich. There you go.
Bite.
I cut it into 4 and give 2 bits to Dretch. And
Excellent.
1 to Malius.
Excellent,
And I-
thank you.
There's a the person in front who was next up in the queue goes, "Oh, thanks. Can you get them on right, please?" and the sandwich queue continues.
All right. One of the non-occupied translucent individuals I will approach. So, who do we see here about the potential for bulk orders?
You'll want to see the manager.
All right, are they
Waves
in?
one hand vaguely towards the back door. Yes.
Great.
You have an appointment.
Yes.
Who?
Yes, we do, in fact.
Doesn't look like himself, does he?
He's come back.
Oh, he's come
Yeah,
back.
You stepped out,
Sorry,
changed your
I
hat,
missed
came
that.
back.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, after the brain left, I resumed my normal form.
Seaman.
Seaman?
Man.
Oh, man, right.
Roll a deception check, please. 'Cause
Okay.
this creature's pretty, not very smart, but
Seaman.
On me.
Ridiculous person.
11's enough. It's not very smart. It gestures, and points at the door.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Open the door, step into the back.
Still buzzing from the sandwich. It's a good day.
So the back
Free
of...
sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, free sandwich. So
There is such a thing as a free lunch. In hell.
the back, the immediate back is what appears to be just like the back of the sandwich shop kitchen. Like there's places for chopping different things. There's most of the meat here, most of the food here is pretty pallid and off-putting. You get a lot of the foods that you call like third-rate food that's come from the farmers who've lost the spark and memory of life and can't really grow food that quite looks and tastes the way it did back in the living world, and it's all a bit twisted by hell. So you get a lot of like grey flour and strange wobbly meats.
I am literally just picturing a Subway.
It's basically a Subway. It's just a Subway.
I quite like Subway, but I can't picture anything other than Subway.
No, if you're picturing like a Subway as filtered through the Matrix, you're in the right headspace here.
No, just Subway.
Green filter over everything.
Yeah.
But
with deliberate mistakes.
Sub-terrace sandwiches. But there is another door at the back marked with a little faded peeling sign saying manager's office. Currently closed.
Okay. Is it one of those doors that has like frosted glass?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Anyone in there?
Before we try and open the door, I'm just going to listen outside.
Hearing.
Yeah.
Dretch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hearing.
Even better.
Okay.
I want to do other hearing
While
while he listens.
inside voice.
I actually can do good hearing as well, can't I?
Yeah, you've got advantage on perception
Yeah,
checks.
because my ears are fucking massive. I'd like to do both kinds of hearing.
Okay.
If that's okay.
So I guess both make perception checks for hearing.
Yeah. That's really good. 23.
All a 9.
Okay. You just hear people loudly ordering sandwiches.
Yeah.
But with your big Dretch ears,
They like fan out a bit.
you can hear the sounds of wheeling, what sounds like wheeling trolleys or something behind the door. And what sounds like a much larger space than a small manager's office would otherwise indicate. There's murmuring voices, and you can kind of and you can make out someone. This was there you go. And you can make out one voice going, no, Pete. Oh, right, yeah, over there. Now. So, sorry to keep you waiting. I believe I can get you some of the good stuff as well. And you can hear this voice thinking, or at least good enough that for you to that you'll believe it's real.
Real stuff.
Real stuff. Okay.
Wheels.
Voices.
Good
Real
stuff.
wheels? Good wheels.
Peering through the frosted glass, if you just peer through the frosted glass, you can see a slightly blurry what appears to be just like a very small cubicle office beyond. Currently no one in it.
Okay.
Points at the door. And at their ear. Big. Like, makes a motion for big and points at the door.
Oh.
The office is big.
Well, it doesn't look big.
No.
Sound.
Sounds big. Should we just knock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Draws you in conspiratorially. Spicy.
Spies. Oh.
Gotcha.
The door creaks open a little bit, and you go, right, sorry, we're a little busy right now. It's important.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Right, you see a little eye peer out through the crack, and you notice that what's in the crack is a little bit darker than the dully lit office beyond, and you catch a glimpse of a blue eye peering through, which then widens. Hold a moment. Malius, are you?
Wait a second.
Do you know the manager? And you didn't think to mention it. Maybe like.
Kato?
The door pulls open a little bit further, and you see a yellow eye join the blue eye, as you see Kato, an old contact of yours, standing there. He is a rather rangy-looking. I'm going to say Makats was a Rakshasa, a big sort of humanoid tiger, very impressive. This is a cat demon. He looks like a humanoid cat. Hands are the right way round, and he looks like a street cat. He's got one torn ear. And they are cat ears.
Yeah.
One of them has an earring in it. He's got a patchy coat and a slightly ratty coat on and patchy tortoiseshell fur. And indeed mismatched blue and yellow eyes. He kind of blinks at you and throws the door open. Hey! Should have said!
Didn't recognize you with a new eye. That must have cost a fortune.
Well, you know how it was with the last one. Cole. Oh, right.
Hello.
Dretch.
Right, nice to meet you.
My associates.
Yeah. I'd heard you'd. Well, come on in. Let's shut the door. You can see that behind there is there is a huge warehouse space.
Okay.
Where a lot of crates of things are being moved around by more of these grey-faced, translucent lemurs. They're kind of just dully following orders. One of the lemurs.
Yes.
They taste
What
like
it tastes like.
fading memory. They all taste like fading memory.
Oh, well, that's...
What an operation you got here.
Yeah. Well, as long as you can keep them away from too many prying eyes and prying questions, they don't generally remember enough to talk. Excuse me a moment. I'm with a mark. I mean, with a customer.
Good
Right.
stuff.
The best.
Good enough. And you can see there's a lot. There's what looks like a scarab beetle in a suit. Oh, yes, of course. Now, if you come over here, I have a few bottles for you to inspect.
Bug?
Bad bug.
Bad bug.
Bad bug. No offense.
Don't worry. Now, why don't I takes him over to a rack of bottles. Now, I can get you I understand for this sort of thing. I'm talking about Truthbane or Law Speaker you're more interested in. Okay, well, I can do you a little bit of both now. Cato kind of makes holds up two fingers at you in a sort of like 2 minutes sign, but
I do it back. Like no concept of what it means.
kind of takes,
Like waving.
takes the scarab business scarab beetle away one hand over their back to show them some merchandise. Anything you want to do for a couple of minutes while Cato is busy before you ask him a
Have a
question?
look around.
Yeah, I'm going to observe every inch of this office because this is still very much the kind of racket that I associate Cato with, but he's definitely gone up in the world.
Well, kind of it's worth my last detect magic. It's probably not yet, is it?
Up to you.
If we find anything.
But if it
back
gets
on long
suspicious-
rest or short
long rest, yeah.
Long rest. You've just a word to remind him. It's by this point you're approaching kind of like noon. You've been doing investigation for a lot of the day. You have 3 nights to make to complete your investigation.
Yeah.
So this is the sort of thing where you can just choose to take long rest sometimes.
Okay.
I'm losing track of how much day we've actually had in terms of hours. Is a long rest close or not? Genuinely, because it'll affect whether I do it or not.
You can have one whenever you want.
But like, are we getting close to it having been a day?
You started your day at like 5 o'clock. It's been like 6 hours.
Maybe not then.
But like you could take an afternoon nap. Like sort of like you could take and a long rest doesn't necessarily need to be sleep. You can just choose to rest for some time.
Cool.
And some places will only be open at night.
Yeah, point of fact.
Now ask the other two in character. Looking. 1.
Alright, good to know.
Not just yet, just in case. Alright.
Let's see if we find something
do-
worth looking at.
Yeah, just normal looking.
Hearing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. Keep your ears open.
Genuinely, I will have a listen to see if there's any
Okay.
thoughts that are out of the ordinary.
Cato and the Cato, who is wise to the abilities of most dretchers, while he's talking with the Scarab demon, does actually keep more than 30 feet away from you on purpose.
It's fair.
The Lemuras are a little bit weird. They don't have any thoughts except for what they're immediately doing. So their thoughts are, move crates here, pick up, organize.
Sad.
Yeah, that was our bit on my...
You don't remember if you were ever one of these.
Ah.
Ugh.
Looking. I decided I don't like hearing.
So,
Is there anything else in place?
I mean, this whole place is a bit out of
Outside,
place.
yeah.
So, everyone who wants to do a search, give me an investigation check.
Can I help you, please?
Yes,
Yes,
certainly.
you can assist.
I guess I'll do an
Looking
extra
around.
one
Yeah.
because you can't have like double
Yeah.
advantage if I also help you. Even though mine's shit, it makes no particular difference if I do a separate one.
Okay.
It's actually not terrible for Dretch. It's a 14.
22.
Okay, 1422. So you're going to find some different things. I'm going to say that you're looking in like different areas. 14. You kind of do a little bit of peering around. So you do a fair bit of peering around just the stock. And I'm going to say that you kind of see some of this stuff as well.
I'm doing one round help.
Yeah. So you notice there's Cato has a lot of stuff which is there's shelves and crates full of stuff that's probably just stolen. Like, there's no stuff with no receipts or receipts that look a bit questionable
Right, yeah.
as well. Cato, interestingly, also has a lot of weapons stacked away in different things. It's debatable whether these weapons are... Weapon control isn't exactly a thing in the Principality. It's just that the clans that make weapons, like the Montserrat, kind of defend their monopolies
Right, aggressively.
aggressively.
Yeah.
So if you're if you're just like a private demon and you don't want to pay their rates, sometimes going to like an underground arms dealer, or if you have beef with the big clans and can't go to them, someone like Cato is your option. So there's some pretty decent stuff here. Like you see some glaives similar to the ones that you see in those hollow suits of armor use, or the armor use. There, he has tucked away in the back under a tarp what looks like a full shoulder-mounted repeating ballista. That like an oversized demon could use. These are the kind of heavy arms that usually go out onto the edges of the abyss to like fight back the occasional demon raids.
That's a siege weapon.
Yeah, it's a repeating siege weapon.
In a sandwich shop.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I think it's fair to conclude that the sandwich shop is just a front.
There is actually a lot of questionable sandwich
It
material
does
as well.
explain the taste of the sandwiches.
I point towards where the sandwiches show. Front.
Yeah,
Point the other way.
Back. Yeah.
exactly. And the two are not the same.
You do notice as well. So I'm going to say that Dretch, you specifically notice do find a small sort of leather, a small packet of leather armbands, which are marked with the same coiled serpent crest as that floating brain demon had on their ribbon. The crest. of the Owagai. Whether or not you know that that's the name is up
Oh, I
to
have
you.
no idea.
But like you recognise it as being the same one that was on the brain demon.
If you point this out, I could tell you.
Snake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, more a wild guy.
You also,
Guy.
Wow.
you can also see that Kato is like, while talking to the scarab demon, kind of opens his coat and has a number of curious little bottles and such inside, which he is in the process of like selling at least one to the coiled to the scarab demon, as well as some just bottles of probably stolen vintages. I'm going to say though that you search a little bit. You know Kato's ways.
Yeah.
So you look around at the back and find and look for the shelves that are full of like the really some pretty spicy looking stuff, like obviously stolen weapons, and like the stuff that you go for. It's like, oh yeah, that's the stuff. And you look around for the catch for the concealed panel behind them.
Right. Yeah.
What was it 23?
22.
22. That's high enough. We pull the panel back. First of all, there's two things of note here. One is a small collection of what you recognise as Peloran Bibles.
Oh.
Yeah, this shit is high contraband. You also find what appears to be a small bundle of rags, just something broadly spherical that's been wrapped in several layers of leathers or hides.
I mean, I feel like out of character, I've got an idea what that might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In character, though, I'm going to
Poke it.
firstly poke it, but then if nothing untoward happens, I will attempt to pick it up, making sure that Kato is still suitably distracted.
Glance back. Give me a sleight hand check.
Sleight of
Stand
hand.
a bit of a
yes.
distance back. Just in case.
Okay, that is an 11. Not my best
kind
work.
of give it a poke. Okay. Carefully peel back the little bit of fabric and skin, and you're not quite standing in the right place. It's not the deadly beam of before, but a very obvious beam of moonlight shines out. You cover it, and Kato's noticed for sure.
Right.
The scarab beetle starts turning around and says, "Hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You know what?
I will immediately
agree.
close the
I
thing.
accept. You know what? You're a hard bargainer. I'll take that deal, and I'll even throw in the little bowl of something extra, all right? And here's a couple of packets of left. All right, it's good to do business with you on your way. Let's get you back on your way. They exchange some coinage and move. And Kato ushers the scarab beetle out, gives them a wave and a smile, closes the door, locks it. What the You fucking about with my merchandise?
No, not at all. I'm a curious person by nature.
Yeah, a little bit too curious for our own good.
Bad books.
I don't deal in anything religious.
Bad books.
Listen, they're all fakes. I just had someone make the binding. As far as I know, they could have legit phrasing. What do you want? What do you want, me, Malius?
Same old kiddo. You're not gonna sell the legitimate thing if you can pawn something phony for the same price.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Well, fortunately for you, we're actually here on some other business. But I gotta ask, like, phony books is one thing. But have you actually seen what those orbs can do?
Changeable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and holding onto it for someone.
Okay, you might want to stay away from the trains for a bit. They're a little watchful for things.
Yeah, it can
Yeah,
get
That
hairy.
changeable.
Yeah.
Bad changeable.
You know how the trains are usually. Let me tell you.
Yeah. What's but what can I do for you? You here for some merchandise? I got some lift. You here for something?
Oh, we actually want to talk about sandwiches.
Yeah, there's
Although it's probably not sandwiches, realistically.
as above, so below. I'm assuming that the most complete and up-to-date records you're gonna have are tax records or financial dealings. So, we've heard that there were a number of bulk orders.
And was they actually sandwiches, or is this code? That's worth asking.
Yeah. Now, your sandwich shop out there is doing a lot of business recently with a certain Rakshasa. Did they want anything other than sandwiches? Some extra spicy filling, maybe?
Spicy.
Spicy.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
If you're going with persuasion, roll a persuasion check. If you're taking a different tack, I've not read this as you leaning on him yet.
I'm not trying to be intimidating,
Yeah.
but in any case, it's pretty much the same. It's a 14.
All right. Yeah, I've had a few dealings with the big cat from the Montserrat.
Mats.
The cats. Yeah. He needed me to move some stuff out of town into the abyss.
Right.
Alright.
There's a couple of drop-off points I maintain out there with some of the intercity traders, the caravans that make their way through the changing wilds. Sometimes bring me a few extra things. A lot of this stuff, just to the obviously stolen merchandise, didn't come from Mephistopolis after all. Just a bit short on the proper receipts,
Well, from what I know of McCats, he's certainly not the, he's high enough up the food chain not to need to do his own dirty work, so, did he have a person that he worked through?
I have a couple of intermediaries that's from a recent alliance that we spoke through. Yeah.
Any of them of the four-armed persuasion?
Nah. Four-armed. There's the one that's a crab, but I don't think that's what you mean. No. I've been doing. So I've got a. Who was it? Obviously, this stays between us. The girl the girl who was serving as our back and forth she works nights as a door girl at a club in town, but a girl by the name of Rhodey. I think what's the name of it? It's up and coming place. Styx.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, the crew that she's part of, I've been doing a bit more work with them of late, because, we all run into some scrapes and sometimes we need backup. Anyway, they needed someone who could, they passed the messages to and from me and the cat. I got stuff, never from him, but it'd be moved to places in the city. My people would move it out to the warehouse, and then we'd move it out to the drop-off point. Been shuffling stuff out for the better part of a month now.
Anybody specifically managed to hand over?
Just Rhodey and some of the Laras. Always good when you need... You can trust the Larrys when you need someone who won't remember what went on.
No mats?
No. Cat. If you mean McCats, no. Yeah, I never met him directly. I just keep
Cats, no mats.
Mats.
Do we have a...
Romance is who I'm talking
yeah,
about.
obviously
If anyone wants to
and
correct.
I'm about to try and help here. I take out the picture that we have from the embassy. Mean anything to you?
I see what you mean.
Mats?
No business with that chap myself, but I recognise him. He's been in the papers before. That's Montserrat's son, isn't it? Ramat.
Mats?
Yeah,
That's
I see
right.
what you mean. No, I haven't dealt with him directly, but they are same family, so could be. I don't know. Maybe had some hand in it or not.
You not had anything like come through that's worth killing him over recently? Not romance, the other one.
Cats.
Cats.
The cats. I take it you heard what happened to him.
What happened?
Dead?
I mean, maybe we shouldn't be telling everyone we meet about this. It sounds like maybe they haven't told people about it. Don't tell people. He's very dead.
Well, shit.
Sounds like you let yourself a client, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's why you take payment. That's why you take payment in stages. It's fine.
Yeah, but we're sure not really sure on motive, so you might want to be a little bit careful.
Yeah, thanks.
Before dead? See?
Oh, did I see him before he died?
Ah.
We never met face to face, but the last shipment we did was... Actually, the last shipment came in night before last, and I haven't had time to move it out yet. I mean...
Can we have a look?
Yeah, fuck it, he ain't gonna pick it up now, is he?
Is this the sort of thing that you imagine someone might consider it was worth killing him over?
Well, not this, no. He meets over and crunks open some chests. They locked them, but obviously we hadn't picked.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's just... I mean, it's pricey shit, but it's just shit. He pulls it open. Yeah, it's nice clothes, there's some kind of valuable but recognisable items in there, like a set of decorative daggers.
Okay.
There's food, some valuable wines. It just seems like a lot of
Prestige items?
more the stuff you'd move house with than you'd smuggle away through a secret smuggler's channel.
Alright, well, this...
Look.
Yeah, I think this is worth it, because
Yeah.
on the face of it, this doesn't make sense. This isn't anything that he couldn't have just bought legitimately.
Unless it belongs to someone else who wanted it to get in and has personal...
Well, he only...
something personal.
Boring.
Boring, but personal is often very boring.
my hunch is that at the very least this stuff is hot.
He cracks open the he cracks them open. He's like, well, if you want to, feel free to take a look, but none of this shit would be worth killing over.
No.
Well,
Definitely not.
unless there's something unexpected in there, let's have a rummage.
I do magical looking.
Okay, doing magical looking. There's a few low-grade enchanted items that come up. They seem to be mostly either illusion or enchantment based, and it's pretty easy to guess what their objects are. Like there's a magic mirror that just shows you different hairstyles you might have.
Sounds fun.
That.
Like low-grade magic stuff, yeah.
There's a lot of suits. Some of them are magical. Again, they just like slightly adjust. There's actually one that adjusts that you can tell looks like it probably adjusts to fit slightly different shapes and
The
things like that.
non-magical ones, are they consistently the same size?
Ooh, they are. Roll me.
Oh no.
I need your choice of intelligence or wisdom.
They are both 6.
No, that's what you asked.
That's a 0.
You don't really wear clothes.
I don't know.
That anyone else may do a check though.
Okay,
for the same observation.
Would it be
Intelligence or wisdom?
intelligence or wisdom?
Yep.
Okay, well, it has to be intelligence then.
I mean, I'll do a wisdom
Yeah.
if everyone is. Why not?
Natural 1.
Hang on.
We're doing great too.
I've forgotten what my wisdom is. Sorry, 15.
All of the suits and jackets and dresses are for someone with 2 arms. They're also quite well put together, very nice, and very they're quite well put together, very nice, and they don't really match the kind of heavy-duty industrial aesthetic that you saw people wearing down in the foundries.
Well, none of this is
Okay.
going to fit me.
Dretch kind of looks at the clothes like they're doing a difficult maths problem for a second. Maths?
Yeah.
Right, so it can
4.
have been for him.
Put out the clothes.
2.
Right, so
Okay. So not 4.
it could only have been for my cats if this was,
You're going to do some serious tailoring.
yeah.
Sorry, I actually realised that.
Romance is the four
Romance-
arms.
Romance has 4 arms.
That's what I was
Macats has
doing.
2 arms.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I,
I was
realised
talking
there's no reason.
about romance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's this, but also I realised that you would also note that this stuff is a bit small for Macats, the dead one as well. The size is wrong.
Are there any holes for tails?
There are no, and indeed, there are tail holes, but they're much smaller than Macats had a big, like bushy kind of
Okay.
like quite thick tail. There's much smaller tail holes, like for a dainty sort of tail.
I've got a dainty
Another
tail.
difficult maths problem moment. Cats.
Cats.
Big.
Big.
Small.
Small.
Yeah, this
Pointing
is
at
for
the
someone with a
clothes.
much slighter
Right.
build.
You're right, okay.
I put at the tail hole. Small.
Yes, big tail.
Examining
Even covered in blood.
the tail hole specifically,
Nah.
Have a good look in the hole.
could I make an estimation
hole.
as to what type of tail this was made to accommodate?
Put your finger in the tail hole.
Hole.
This would be like nature or medicine,
Hole.
unless you're tailoring as a skill.
I do not. Okay. Yeah, nature and medicine are equally bad. 4.
It'd fit like your tail, maybe, but like not a big meaty tail.
Given the size of it overall, it's like
We're paying attention, don't worry. It's
no,
very
you're
serious.
fine.
Macats was
Hole.
a big cat. This is someone
Meaty-
closer to your
meaty
build.
tail.
Yeah, I was going to say that this is more like tiefling stature.
Right. Or I've got a tail like that. I'm not a tiefling.
No tail.
Oh, look at your tail. How, did you sell tails?
Well, I mean, I can.
He'd probably get you one if he doesn't.
Are we talking like a strap-on or more permanent modification? Because I can hook you up with some people, but it'll cost you. All right, I'll see what I've
Dretch
got.
doesn't understand. Tail.
I mean, I can get you. Yeah, sure. It'll be 2 promises for a basic harness tail.
Yeah, I'll do it. Sorry,
Oi, Larry snaps at one of the lemurs. Like, gas one of the rear strap-ons.
Tail. No concept of anything.
Okay.
Long or short?
Small.
Little one.
how many is that? Promises? Is that
Two
the-
promises.
Is that
It's the smallest one.
Smallest one,
This is
okay.
pretty
It's like
cheap.
2 coppers.
Yeah. He comes back with it's
You bought
basically
Dretch a strap on. I
it's
hope you're proud of
basically a
yourself.
belt with what might be a leathery tail, a short stubby leathery tail, or it might be some demon's tongue. Either way, you can tie it onto, and Dretch can harness it on, and you've got a stubby little tail
Tail.
prosthesis.
Alright, just
I do.
once you don't get that caught
I
in
want
anything.
I want to give Frug a bug to say thank you.
Oh, excellent.
Bug.
Bug. Thank you.
Let's
for
see if
bug.
it's a bug.
Okay, roll d4.
Oh, no, that fell off. That is good bug.
It's good bug.
It's,
Thank you. I put it in my ear.
it's like a long sort of centipede type thing, and it rests comfortably in your ear, and you can just hear it go.
Oh, good bug.
Good bug.
Good bug.
Buzzes little tunes. And soothing.
Aw.
Oh,
And they're probably going to have it as a snack when you get bored.
why can't you be like that? I said to the Lodson.
Because I got standards!
Ah, yeah, fuck off.
Ah, fuck off! Mikado says, listen, sounds like you're on a pretty big sort of case here.
Big.
Yeah.
Gesh, dissolution, that sort of thing.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
You,
Soup.
if you're in the market, they're not cheap, but I have some insurance options.
I'm listening.
Glances side to side. Don't know why. He's in his own warehouse, but it's just habit. Pulls open his shirt, and you can see he's got a few little vials.
I'm not gonna buy a watch from you again. I made that mistake once too many.
Don't worry, this isn't watches. Pulls out one and unclocks it. You can see there is a little tiny vial of what looks like almost like quicksilver inside. Truthbane. Closes it. 10 balls. It's good for 10 statements. The first 10 statements you make, or you could divide it up between you, and you could do like 3, 3, 4, whatever. It's one of the very few ways to fool a truth speaker.
Have you sold any of this recently? I mean, I'm getting, okay, you've sold loads of it, I'm sure.
This is for discerning customers.
Of course.
Also, it's pretty fucking hard to get hold of.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to get it from the source.
Where's the sauce?
Sauce?
Special sauce.
Spicy.
I get this. Listen, I know a guy who knows a gal who knows someone.
People.
But there's only a couple of people that I know of that can produce this stuff. So I don't know who's getting it from where, but unless you can find yourself an arch succubus, the only two people I know of in this city who have the power to produce, to evade magical truth detection are Duke Mephisto and Callisto's son, Tabal. Silk Tongue, you might have heard of him.
Yeah.
So I reckon someone's been stealing his tricks. They concentrate enough of this stuff. Goodness knows they charge me enough for it. And I, to a few distinguishing customers, have made this available, but I haven't sold any recently.
Alright, good to know.
Okay.
I only laid my hands on this vial last week.
How much does it go for?
10 obols.
10 apples. Wow.
Or, if you need something for your investigations, pulls out a different one, uncorks it. This one looks like just a mirror, like floating mirror in the vial. When you add it to a drink or to food, clear, colourless, odourless. This is Law Speaker. This one I know came from Duke Mephisto somehow. Get someone to drink it, and they have to take to drink the dose. It's actually a much smaller amount in this vial. It's like a teeny little, like almost like a perfume sampler. It'll force them to speak the truth for 1 minute. Can't even lie by omission. 10 obols, 1 dose.
Ooh.
Wow.
Shiny.
Yeah. Okay. How much are they going to pay us if we actually succeed?
100.
100.
Lots.
Okay. So we could. That covers rent nicely.
Yeah, like we have between us, I think, enough to pay for one of those.
Yeah, I've got 4.
5.
I think I've got 5.
You've got 4 you have to swallow
I
one
swallowed
because
one.
Yeah.
I've got 4 of them and some other things.
Yeah.
4, 10, 11.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can get one of them. Because let's face it, rent's really not important if we don't succeed.
Yeah,
Soup.
priorities.
Soup doesn't pay rent.
Yeah, I tried opening a soup kitchen. The sandwiches was the better bet.
All right. Frankly, I think if we've got a situation where we can't bust this case open, then even if we manage to evade the law for a while, they're going to catch up with us sooner or later. But if we can force a suspect to reveal themselves
Very handy.
at the right time.
No soup.
No soup for us.
No soup
Soup
for
for
us.
them.
Yeah.
So, that's probably more useful being able to talk. But the other one, the fact it exists, means...
Hey, if you're stuck in front of the truth speakers and you haven't got an answer, that this stuff taps the truth button, will let you lie.
Yeah, so someone did that.
Worst comes to worst, you can always pin it on just someone.
Who was the last person you sold any of that to?
Last person I sold this to was the last time I had some, which was 2 months ago. It was to one of the caravanserai demons, Motalak. He went out into the city. Last I heard, they were in the city of Steel a week ago, getting me some a lead on some very nice floatstone-based drugs.
There's a lot of that stuff. All right.
Have to get it from the edge.
Yeah.
I point at the vial of truth, whatever, in his jacket. Not many?
Shakes his head. You have to pretty hard to get up, unless the kind of archdevils that have this don't tend to sell it to make it readily available.
So,
Smell?
Uncorks the truth pen, one that's you like. Uncorks it, holds it with the cork over. It smells like deception, but with a very distinctive scent.
I know what it smells like now.
You've now acquired the scent of truth
If
pen.
there's not many,
Yeah.
then
That's good.
if
Yeah.
anyone's
Yeah.
Very-
had it or has it might
very
Yeah,
sensible.
yeah, no,
maybe.
you've acquired the scent of truth pen.
Very sensible.
the person we're looking for is probably not the last person you sold it to because they were out of town. Or are out of town still.
Are out of town last I know.
Okay. Probably not them.
Yeah.
So it's probably the source. or someone connected to the source?
Yeah.
Spicy.
Spicy sauce. Spicy special sauce.
We do have some, but I wouldn't recommend it. Pureed magma worm.
Oh.
Bugs.
Left out in the sun a bit too long.
Okay.
Sauce.
So the spicy special sauce of this was archdemons, you said.
Arches.
Yeah. Pretty much, as far as I'm aware, unless someone either got this straight from Duke Mephisto, or from Tabal, the Tabal silk tongue of the Callisti.
Okay. We need to get silk
So,
tongues out of
pretty famous chap. Big on the trading floor. Notorious shape changer.
Well, there we go. I was going to say, does this person change their shape?
Arches
Oh,
did
yeah.
change.
Matt.
Yeah.
Non-dead Matt.
We still need to track them down. If we can find out exactly where they were at the time the murder was committed, and assuming that it wasn't them that did it.
I mean, yeah, if it turns out that they were there when the murder was committed, I think that's pretty good to say that.
Well, yeah, case closed. But also, if they weren't there, and we can prove they weren't there, then we know that it was a shape changer.
I know, we can probably bet. It's a weird choice for them to come back. It's worth talking to them, but... I'm not that suspicious of them. This person I've never met and have no reason to trust.
You keep some interesting company. So, do you want to buy one of these or not?
Yes.
Which one?
Yes.
Law.
Well, unless you can give me 20 law. You want the law? Okay, you want
That's the one that makes
the law
somebody
speak.
else
Yeah,
tell
the
force
truth.
force someone else to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Law?
Oh.
Yeah, I think of the two, that's the one we should go
You take
for.
9 for it.
Why?
Because I'm not good at maths and we can split the cost evenly.
Roll persuasion with disadvantage.
I'm good at persuasion or not. So that's a 19. No, 18.
With disadvantage?
Yeah, I got plus 6 and rolled a 12 and a 17.
Okay, I can see why you hang around with these demons. Fine, since you bought the prosthetic. 9.
9 and bug.
Roll for bug.
Oh no, what if this bad bug?
Tasty bug.
Tasty bug.
Tasty bug.
Is it a bug? It's a good bug.
Tasty bug.
No, not good bug, tasty bug.
Gives you yeah, whether it's good all the way through remains to be seen. Alright, he carefully hands over the tiny dose of law speaker.
You get
Nice.
to look after this.
Okay.
Disclaimer, may or may not work on someone who can evade magical truth detection. Don't know, never tried it.
Good to know.
So, don't try forcing the Duke to drink it.
I think that would end up in soup very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might just, might make them force them to tell the truth. Might just nullify their ability to lie. I don't know. But on most folks, like a treat.
Yeah.
Silk tongue could work, might not. Like silk tongue's our goal, but also feels like soup.
Soup.
Alright. So. We've still got to track down Ramats.
Matt.
What were we told where romance would be?
We were, and I can't remember.
Until the end of the day, romance will be in the foundry.
There we go.
Okay.
The Montserrat foundry.
The man who we're talking to,
Kato.
I want to lick him. Just a little one.
It's a sign of affection.
He reflexively pulls back, making an attack roll to see if he can grab him before he
Sure. I mean, it's good. 24.
Oh, wow.
tastes like dust and speed.
It's all a lift.
Fast.
Thanks. Used to be quite the runner in my day. Now, Not that I don't appreciate you barging into my place of business and asking questions, but fuck off.
Bye.
And I shall see you again when you want to spend some more money.
We'll catch you later.
Inevitably.
So, you make your way back to the dark satanic mills. In particular, you head past the steelworks into the dark, into these high mills with black smoky skies, and head to a slightly different address, this time to the foundry. It's a little bit of a walk away from the steelworks. You've got to go deeper into the warren of industrial buildings. And this one has proudly, wrought in steel over the gates, the mountain crest of the Montserrat. It is if things were kind of brusque and moving before, this place is pushy. It is loud. There is the constant clanging of hammers, the yelling of foremen, the drone of labourers. Everything is in, actually it's a little bit too, let's go for this one. Everything is in a continuous state of motion and activity. Sounds that? Yeah, I'll do. You have to kind of fight your way past throngs of different demons, including like a whole herd of dretches.
Dretch! Dretch!
And as they scrabble their way past. You meet as you start to get into the throng of everything, a huge bull-like demon in foreman's overalls holds up a hand. Hold on! Who the fuck are you?
Dretch!
Yeah, okay, you got a dretch. Who the fuck are you two? Are you one of our dretches?
Dretch?
Alright, so who the fuck are you then?
Hello, we're here to talk to Matt. Where are Matt?
Romance.
Matt's.
You're here to talk to the boss.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck off. Why should I take you to the boss?
Is he thinking anything interesting?
He's thinking, who the fuck are these people in the middle, wandering into the middle of a busy factory floor? We've got quotas to meet.
I mean, he's potentially in a bit of trouble and we're trying to get him out of it.
Yeah, Romance is gonna want to speak to us.
The soup kind of trouble.
Soup!
Roll a persuasion check. You leading this?
Sure.
Yeah. Does my saying that sort of count as assisting you somehow?
I will say it counts as assistance, yeah, sure.
20 for
Hey!
6. Natural 20, that's a 26.
Thanks for 3. Yes. I did. Alright, he's going to want to see you. Come on. Alright, clear the way. Out, dretches, aside.
Dretch!
Move.
Dretch!
Dretch. With this dretch's spectacles.
I want to be friends with that one.
And he
I compliment him. Eyes.
Tail.
Tail.
The dretches are not all alike. Some have the small ears, some have big horns. Very few have tails, though. They're all very impressed by the tail you've got.
Wave my tail.
Dretch.
Dretch.
Dear. Well, the outside dretches are always a distraction. Come on, back to work.
Dretch.
And you are moved
Bye.
along past
Keep your ears open.
lines
Hearing.
Yeah.
of...
I'm not hearing much. I've got a centipede in me.
Yeah. Centipede in your ear. Also, you can't hear much
Second.
over the constant clanging and ringing of hammers. There are weapons being forged every turn. Glaives, axes, more than a few of those shoulder-mounted ogre ballistic.
Loud.
Now, it is hard to hear yourself think. It's actually easier if you're dretched to hear other people think. right now because it's a different wavelength. Although mostly what people are thinking is a combination of can't, not that much longer on the ship, not that much longer on the ship, or Dretch. It's a lot of Dretches here. But
Joining in now.
you are moved forwards until you reach at the back where there is almost a sort of private forge and workshop where you see a figure kind of grinding out the edge of a particularly spectacular looking blade of the same sort of true silver as the obols are made from. There is a sort of screeching, moaning sound from the grindstone, but also from the oil you can see that is being poured on. You can see little faces in the oil as dissolved criminals are being ground into the edge of the blade to enchant it.
Soup.
The enchanter, the smith, however, you've seen sketches of, but they don't do him justice. Currently shirtless, but you can see his overalls are done up from the waist down, is a strikingly handsome, huge, bronze-skinned figure with 4 arms. It's like if you crossed Goro with the bronze colossus from Jason and the Ark.
Oh, wow.
Okay. He doesn't even acknowledge your presence until he finishes grind, like the latest grind of the edge. Quenches it in oil, which shrieks. Again, more souls being placed into the weapon. Takes a rag, wipes a bit of sweat from his brow. Hornets, who is this you've brought me? They said they've got some news you're going to want to hear, boss. All right. Why don't you introduce yourselves? I'm Ramat of Montserrat.
Dretch.
Frog.
I'm Malius, and we're of the MDF Investigations Company.
Never heard of you. Welcome, nonetheless. So, what's the news I need to hear?
Maybe somewhere a little private.
Yeah, it's sensitive.
Hornets, close the door and make sure no one comes in. Right up!
What's the smell like?
He smells like bronze. Okay, so actually, I need you to make a perception check for this one
Okay.
because there's
Not hearing, so normal.
Yeah.
That's an 11.
His scent floods the room. Basically, he smells like worked steel, sweat, pride. Sweat, pride, and actually also bronze.
Yeah. But not bad shiny.
Doesn't
like, was it the
match.
murder?
No, that was more like gold and greed.
Yeah, different.
It was a different kind of metallic smell.
Did it smell like silver? That other metallics smell.
Sort of like you would say that the other metallic smell was almost like electrum, a blend of gold and silver.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get a little telegraphed message in your brains. Not bad shiny.
Okay.
Good to know. I reply.
We have the room.
Do you know about a certain death? that
Cats.
occurred?
What are you talking about?
Did you pay your friend McCats a visit last night?
You're telling me McCats is dead?
Yeah.
Which one of the fucking Callisti did it?
That's what we're trying to find
Right,
out.
yeah, we'll let you know.
Looking.
Looking.
And why has no one fucking told me?
Does he
Actually,
seem
that's a really
genuinely
good
upset?
question.
Roll an insight check.
Yep. Okay.
Does he sound genuinely upset in his brain?
This is interesting. So you need to roll a wisdom check here, please.
I might do bolstering magic on myself.
Okay.
I'm going to flap my ears.
Yeah.
And it gives me a D3 for the next 10
Yeah.
minutes or whatever. I can do it to myself, I did check.
Yeah.
Yeah, so wisdom check.
It's a 9.
Okay.
That doesn't matter, does it?
He certainly seems very angry
Okay.
about it.
That's a 3. I guess plus 4
4.
for my wisdom check.
You can't easily read his thoughts. This is a high-ranking devil who has trained himself to guard his mind against casual telepathy.
Okay.
You get another little telegraphed message. Can't hear.
Got it.
You've encountered this sort of thing before with higher-ranking
Yeah,
devils.
so
Yeah.
this is not abnormal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had Macats been alive, you would undoubtedly have had a similar experience.
Yeah.
What was your insight?
Oh, I didn't think I was going to... Oh, actually, it's worth rolling. That's an 18. My insight is bad. Like,
He's, as far as you can tell, this genuinely seems to be the first he's heard of this.
Okay.
Unless he's just a very good liar.
Okay.
well, wait. Sorry to be the bearer of some bad news and all that, but...
He picks up the half-finished glaive
Okay.
and levels it in your general direction. So what? What have you found?
Well, apparently you did it, but we don't think you did.
That's why I was asking.
Hence why we're here.
Did you pay him a
Helping?
visit last night?
I was last night.
Yeah.
Let me just check this.
Between the hours of 12 and 4.
No, I didn't see Macats last night between 12 and 4. I've been here in the foundry since 9 p.m. last night. I've been working throughout. Hornat's out there. Saw me has been here. Let's see. He's been on shift since an hour before I started. I've spoken to him several times throughout, and any number of the demons here can corroborate that they saw me. So no, I didn't go and visit Macats. Is this why Grommack didn't fucking return?
Yeah.
I thought he was just being a lazy...
We got a picture.
No, he's been dealing with the fallout from this.
We think a shape changer borrowed your shape.
Drawing.
Yeah, I will take out one of the pictures and slide it across.
So he is one of the fucking Callisti, is he?
I say that's what we think it might be.
Archers.
But we don't know. But someone fooled the truth speakers if you didn't go.
So don't I know that fucking...
See,
I'm
that's
gonna
what we're
bring
thinking. But now I'm worried that everyone's thinking, maybe it's not right.
When cats?
When did you see Macats?
I last saw Macats. It would have been... it wasn't last night, it was the night before. We went for some drinks.
Would you describe...
Sad?
Was he sad?
Happy?
It was pretty standard drinks. We had a few drinks, we laughed, we saw some people we know.
Normal?
Yeah, pretty normal night.
Huh.
I would say.
Would you describe Macats as...
What was that? You did a thing. What was it?
Roll an insight check.
This character's pretty insightful, so I
I
feel
was
like...
distracted by my
yeah.
dice, so I did not notice it.
This dice is going away as a 1. It's
You're
in
just
there, it's in the naughty
distracted.
pile. Now I just threw it into the naughty pile and
And
it
it
did a
rolled an
20.
natural 20.
Fucker.
Your attention skips for a moment, and you just
With an
notice
eyesore
that
in.
your eyes wander around the workshop. You've got wondering if there's anything nice to eat. You see on his desk he's got a little vase with a single flower which has a head that kind of looks like a dragon's head.
Ooh.
And like blows little curls of flame.
So
Oh,
out the
grumpy
top.
that I picked up on something and Dretch can't. That's really grumpy.
Yeah.
Boo.
See, there's something that doesn't add up here. If the Callistia sent a shape changer with the intent of killing Macats, then it wouldn't have worked because as a Rakshasa, he'd have had the ability to see right through any kind of illusion. But when he was found,
Is that something he just does like passively, or something he has to choose to do?
that's a good. I think, like out of character knowledge, it's true sight, so it's there all the time.
You've said that out loud, so he says. So Ramat says, Makat was pretty good at switching his eyes and maintaining it for a good length of time. If you had just like some regular succubus or incubus or something, that wouldn't have fooled him.
But something more?
What kind of
Fucking
thing?
Silk Tongue maybe could have done it. I've heard rumours.
There's some sort of fighting going on between two houses, right?
House,
Yeah.
house.
And they've got a truce.
Yeah, because the Callistia are stuck-up pieces of shit.
Okay.
He kind of grips his fingers. Most of the Callisti are good-for-nothing, absolute hoity-toity wastes of space who look down at us from their glass towers and think they're so much better than us.
Okay.
Most?
Yeah, I assume there's some good ones.
Any jump to mind?
Don't really hang around with the Callisti.
Okay, fair enough. But there's a truce, right? A truce? Is that right? At the moment?
The Duke has suspended us vendetta, which means you can't give him a piece of our fucking minds
So if this vendetta
until
gets broken...
Dissension Day.
If it gets broken because one of them murders one of the others, who makes money out of that?
All right.
Hypothetically.
If you were able to find proof, which we in the Montserrat would be very happy about, that Silk Tongue killed my best fucking friend,
Yeah.
he'd have to get dissolved.
Oh, yeah.
And his dear old mum, the bear, would have to, Callisto, would have to surrender him up, or she'd have to go renegade. Oh, I hope she does that, because then it'd be all of us against, with the Duke against them.
Open season.
Okay, so there are people who profit if this is Silver Tongue being set up.
Yeah.
You're doing a thing with your acting where this is out of character. Obviously, Dretch does not talk like this. Herb derp. You're cutting off your own sentences. Is he doing that because he's angry? Or I want to roll insight. I'm not. Obviously, I'm not expecting you to just answer
but
this.
you've noticed that he is cutting off sentences.
He's cutting off sentences. Is he doing it because he's pissed off, or because he can't say certain things physically?
Roll an insight check for that.
Good question.
Again, insightful character, so I
Yeah.
feel like it's okay to ask
Yeah.
this. Like, Dretch isn't good at everything, but they are insightful. 13.
It feels more like he is about to say a thing and then changing his mind.
Okay.
What else?
What else? What are we talking about? There's not much
What
more
else?
to say.
Was he a skilled fighter, would you say?
Macats, one of the best.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. When he was found, there was no evidence that there had been violence or a struggle. He was killed by something he didn't expect.
Yeah, but that was pretty... Like, it was one attack that potentially killed him.
Yeah.
So it was one unexpected attack, that's all it takes.
So what are we looking at in terms of things that are powerful enough to do that?
They're pricey, but there's certain poisons that can
Be injected
paralyze.
into the throat in a big thin needle.
Yeah. You could do if you could get the right poisons. They're not easy to get, but the Callistia are definitely well connected and rich enough.
What else?
Was
Quiet.
It's looking like
Looks confused.
What else?
Dredge is saying you're not saying something.
Listen,
I think. Is that right? Yeah.
What else?
paces
Help.
for a moment.
Yeah, we are literally here to help. We don't want to get
Scratching.
dissolved.
Yeah.
Soup.
He paces around, scratches the back of his head, pauses for a moment by his desk, tapping his fingers next to the little vase with the dragon flower in it.
Help.
Roll, anyone who wants to roll a persuasion check.
Yes.
why not?
Sure.
25.
16.
25.
God, all my dice need to go fucking jail. 4.
Overall, it's a pretty cool,
I can't roll today, lads. Like, at all.
I'm really mixed. There's nothing in the middle.
It's coming back.
Tabal. McCats and I exchanged a few words, insults with Tabal the other night, night before last,
Drinks.
when we were having drinks. We called each other some names. His ire got up, and he swore vendetta, personal vendetta, against both of us. Now, of course, we're all forbidden from pursuing that until Dissension Day, so I just took that as meaning that as soon as the time was up, he was going to come for us. I didn't think he'd be so fucking underhanded as to do this.
Well, as far as I can tell, you've got a reasonably solid alibi. We'll be checking that out, but...
Yeah, just ask any of them out there.
The question then becomes... Was there anybody in the... in Christabel's ranks that knew specifically yourself and sorry, I blanked on the name for a second.
In Tabal's ranks.
Yeah. Who knew specifically you and Cats well enough to know that if they were going to try and take him out, the best person to pose as who wouldn't be seen as suspicious would be you.
And that you wouldn't be there.
We,
Kind of ruins the thing if you walk in.
Sure. I mean, what do you need that info for?
Well, obviously, given the evidence we had up until coming to see you, the finger of blame seemed to be pointed towards yourself. Now, we've got new evidence now to suggest that it can't possibly have been you. So we have to figure out who knew your movements and your habits and relationships well enough to know that you were the person to pin it on. That would be believable.
A lot of people... McCants and I were well known as friends. On the Callisti side, before the vendetta was paused, we'd fight together, we'd be on the front. We didn't speak with a lot of them directly. I mean, the last time we saw any Callisti up close was they had this fancy ball and we thought we'd sneak in and just steal their drinks. Not that I'm confessing to any crimes.
Of course not.
The drinks.
Yeah, well, we may possibly. This does not constitute a legal confession. Have conceivably snuck into a masked ball and taken the opportunity to feast on Lady Callisto's bill, as it were. Try out some of the canapes, talk to some of the guests, posing as, anyone.
Just the two of you.
Yeah, me and the cats. We snuck in, talked to a few people, met a couple, met one or two. Some of them were pretty nice conversationalists in their own way.
What did the sandwich man say about drinks? I didn't write it down. He was talking about stealing Tabal's drinks. Or something.
He said that if someone was going to get the sort of truth speaker, truth bane, they'd probably have to steal the drinks off someone who could foil truth spells.
What drink?
Well, they got quite a nice. They've got some very nice Solamnon Brothers vintage. That I sampled up there. All the nice stuff. It was actually a pretty good party. Danced all the way past midnight. Almost got caught. Had to jump off a balcony. That was something. But
Who danced?
his eyes light up for a moment. And then he straightens his face. Oh, hither and thither, a few people of interest.
Fun dance?
Oh.
A particular someone?
Mm-hmm.
Again, there's a bit of a chuckle, and then his face straightens. No one in particular.
Friend?
More than friend?
Couldn't possibly comment.
Spicy.
Could, won't.
Well, either way, maybe we had to skip at the last minute, and Tabal might have seen the pair of us. Couldn't prove it, of course.
The person you're dancing with, Tabal wouldn't particularly be angered by that.
His face gets a little complicated for a moment, and then he smooths it over.
Yes.
Let's just say that you don't break into the Callisti's party and dance with them without them taking some offence. They're very prickly sorts.
Prickly.
Spiky.
Anyway, that was all a month ago.
You drink?
From time to time. There's a particularly nice whiskey that we like to enjoy. I think the cats.
At dance?
At the dance. Yeah, a few things.
You drink?
Yes, I would have done. It's been a while.
Oh, I was on something in the cat's drink.
That's the
last
point,
night.
actually. There were two glasses out, weren't there?
Yeah. But the cat thought he was drinking with Roman.
Yeah.
Whiskey.
Do I know of anything that can override True Sight?
True Sight, beyond what you've heard, beyond be an archdevil.
Be a duke or something,
yeah. No, not that you know of. I mean, yeah, I don't know. You've rolled previously for this sort of thing, so
Yeah.
no, you don't.
Okay, so unless we're looking for an archdevil here, we're dealing with somebody who was able to convincingly impersonate Romance here. The list of people who could do that has got to be quite short.
Hard.
You want
Wouldn't have
more?
to be done for long though.
Let me make it clear to you. We of the Monster Eye would be extremely gracious in our favours if a conviction were securely launched against Makatz's killer, especially if it was subtle. We'd be prepared to reward that sort of thing generously.
Well, we'll certainly bear that in mind, although you understand we have a responsibility to the people who sent us on this case.
Yes. Well, I need to get back to making the Duke's glaive, so...
Nice
That's all?
glaive?
Oh, special, one of a number of special orders. The hope is that if Loretta sends any of her champions, they'll cut through them like a hot knife through a werewolf.
Yeah, strange business, that.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to your,
Roll an insight check, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
always. 15.
Ooh, that's actually good.
19.
Also 19.
Okay, the two of you.
Oh, plus something, because I did my thing and it's not been 10 minutes.
Yes.
Plus 2, so 21.
When you comment, yes, strange business like that, you notice there's just like a slight... It's hard to say what, just like a shift in focus of on Ramatz's part, you see his brow furrow for a moment and then focus clears, and he just picks up the blade and starts returning to oiling and scraping it.
Okay.
So after he was talking about the
When you
Dukes-
mentioned that the whole business with Loretta was a strange business,
Yeah.
Demon Queen and the werewolves, he seemed to react to that.
Wolf?
Yeah, bad business. I heard there was an attack on a train this morning.
No? You.
No, I wouldn't know anything about that. Just what I heard from the factory floor.
Oh, right.
Been a lot of those attacks lately.
Okay.
People who get demons who get hit by them are never the same. They can't bring you back afterwards. You're just changed irrevocably.
Changeable.
Sometimes people just go missing, never seen from again.
Who's missing?
No, no one I know. It's just, that's the way of it. Once
Really?
once one of those lunar bombs goes off, or you get bitten by one of the demon wolves, you're undone completely if the transformation is fulfilled.
Who?
Anyone, any demon, any devil. If you get hit by the beams off this when they first go off, or if you get bitten and changed before the end is done, you just vanish.
What else?
Nothing else.
Like,
Nothing more to
literally
say.
anyone, even hypothetically the Duke.
Even the Duke.
Well, that's worrying.
That's why
Yeah.
the Duke doesn't take the train, I imagine.
There's many reasons to not take that horrifying monster on the train.
Something else.
Ramat shrugs and goes back to his work.
What else?
He does not. He pointedly ignores you.
Just out of curiosity, you wouldn't happen to know who around here, as a skilled artisan yourself, who might be in a position to make those bombs?
The grinding screeches for a moment. It's already pretty screechy on account of the souls being imbued into the weapons.
Ah, loud.
Watch what you're asking about that sort of question. Those bombs are made by the Demon Queen. No one else. No one knows how to make them. And possession of that sort of thing is a felony on the level of unsanctioned murder.
Okay, well, we won't ask any more questions about that, will we?
Insight check!
I mean, yeah, you can roll it. I don't know if you need it.
No, I mean,
Do we
Who
need
knows?
it?
I don't know if you need it, but
he knows someone else is doing it.
he's like it's pretty much what you'd expect.
Yeah.
He clearly wants this conversation to end now, and is just all but dismissing you.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Well-
go find somewhere quiet to chat and then...
Just before we walk out the door, just turn around. Matt?
He comes back. Yeah.
Sorry, cats.
Sighs a little. Me too. Me fucking too. Glances back at
I leave.
his desk for a moment at the flower, and then goes back to preparing the sword.
Okay. Can we, briefly
We should, find
talk
somewhere
to...
here.
Yeah, you find an alleyway, or you have a chat on your way to whatever your next destination
Or we
choice
find
is. Or
somewhere
you,
super loud
Actually,
in here that we
you
can talk
just-
in.
I mean, actually, if you want, because you have season tickets, and it's the afternoon, you can go back to your office.
Oh,
and,
I wanted to just briefly corroborate his alibi with the various
oh,
people
right,
who were
okay,
there.
yeah. You, just give me a general. I guess this is a charisma-based investigation check. You're just
I'd
talking
like
around
to
him.
go around with him and listen.
And
Shall
you
I
can
With
assist
my
you?
Can I?
inside
yeah,
ears.
Can I
Yeah.
do it if it's investigation based on... I think your investigation's probably still better than mine.
Okay.
What's your
Well,
investigation?
if it's investigation, I can do it, but I thought it was insight based.
No, charisma-based investigation.
so-
Charisma. Well,
yeah.
my charisma's 0.
You
but you've still got your
roll an
proficiency.
insight.
Okay, that's
So
true.
It's exactly the same. Yours will be
you're
6,
reading
mine will be
minus.
6.
Right, fine.
Has it been 10
I can
minutes?
assist you, though.
It's
Dirty
tapering to the end.
20.
So, yes or no?
You can add.
Cool.
What was yours?
Dirty 20.
Just 22. Cool. And you got
15.
15. All right. So, it's pretty hard. You kind of work there. You pick random thoughts, but they're mostly focused on work.
I
So
kind
you
of want
get
to
more-
go around
Yeah,
with
so
them.
you get more. So you get more effects out of following them around and talking.
Yeah.
So you talk to a bunch of different people when you can get you get the three of you kind of edge in and get them to ask questions about Ramats and the cats and where was Ramats during these hours and so on, and get a general read of the situation. Most people do corroborate what Ramats is saying.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely has been in the foundry since late last night, the previous night, around about 9 p.m, and was seen throughout the early hours. So he appears to have a pretty solid alibi. There's also a surprising amount of loyalty. People are keen, whether by fear or ambition or genuine loyalty, to support Ramats and make sure he doesn't get into trouble. There's a lot of sense of... there's a sort of clan pride in him. He seems to kind of be the poster boy. But you do lift a thought from one of them, thinking, looks bad though after the argument they had yesterday morning.
Ooh.
Can I try casting suggestion on that one?
I will.
Yeah, you pass it on. Go for it.
Just a little thought. You might want to be honest with us and then not tell anyone about anything you tell us, or that you talk to us.
The demon in question, a very, very... a figure that's so hunched back that his head's actually in the middle of his chest. Nice.
Like a noodle.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you want to know? Like I said, the Romance was here all last night.
Fight.
The fight. Well, I wouldn't say it was a fight. I was working here in the I was working not last night's shift, but the night shift before as well. When that's the last time I actually saw my cats. He doesn't come over often, but he and Romance went back to their office, and they were in a right tizzy about something.
Yeah, any words? Any indication of what? And who was angry at who? Or, like, initially?
Well, I didn't hear a lot of it, but it sounded like they were angry with each other. McCats was pretty angry at Romance over something. And they were mentioning... I think McCats... Romance said something about running out of time, and McCats was angry about Romance, and he didn't say who, but like her, but we don't know. I don't know who that was.
Dance.
Looked like they'd looked like they'd been out on the town.
And what did Romance tell you to tell us if we asked about it?
I was cleaning the cogs, so they didn't hear. They didn't.
No,
so
but
I
about
didn't see
like, if we were asking today, have you been told what to say at all by anyone? If anyone's asking if Romance was in all night, that sort of thing.
No.
Okay.
No, he was just in all night.
Anyone visit him?
Gromit. He sent him with a sword, with a glaive last night. The people come and go and visit all the...
Her?
I don't know. We got all sorts of staff here. Got some hims, some hers, some thems. Couple of its. Nods to the lantern. Fuck off!
No, fuck off.
Oh, yeah.
You shut up.
Keep thinking his accent. This is Lantern's accent wrong. Hey, you shut up yourself! Meh! It shines in your eyes. Yeah, we got a couple of them too. Alright, assholes. You hear a couple of lanterns go, "You're an arsehole!"
Okay.
That was a cursed production line.
There's a lot of things in my brain's melting.
Melt. Soup.
Hey, you can get a cream for that.
How do you apply it?
Dunno. Never actually
Swim.
gotten it myself.
Well, we're being honest. What's your deepest, darkest secret?
I used to be... all I can remember of my life is that I used to be a priest.
Oh.
Ooh.
Which religion?
I can't remember.
Oh.
But it was one of the good ones.
Well, that's disappointing.
I cut out a lot of hearts.
Ah.
Tasty?
Huh.
Oh, we didn't eat them.
Huh. Silly.
God ate them.
Oh, cool.
Can't say that. There's the G words around.
No.
Bad.
Interesting.
All right.
Bug?
All on the bug table.
Excellent.
Not a bug.
You pull out a tiny, bloody, beating heart.
Bug?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. Takes it. Thank you. Takes it.
Good bug.
Blood dripples.
Charming.
Oh, they can't catch me snacking at work. I've got to get back.
quiet.
Okay, we'll leave you to it.
All
Let's
right.
go have
Cogs
some.
won't grease themselves.
Of course not.
Not anymore.
No. Not since the incident.
We had to replace those cogs. He looks meaningfully over at a bucket of oil. You can see a couple of faces in it.
Oh no.
Not fit for purpose.
Right, well, we'll get out of your hair. Do you have hair?
He's got hair all the way down his back,
Literally covered in hair.
Alright.
but not any on his front.
Lovely.
Right, okay.
It's like a hedgehog. It's like just
Yeah.
hair all the way down his back.
Right,
So-
well,
We vacate the vicinity.
let's
Bye.
go talk somewhere quiet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something else.
Something
Yeah.
else?
Something else.
Definitely something he's not telling us.
Okay, theory time.
Go on.
Before it all gets smashed to pieces by our next piece of evidence. He done it, or was involved in it. Because they don't want this... it looks like our dead fella wants this pact to be ended, or wants to do something stupid. But this one doesn't want a pact to end because he's in love with someone from the wrong side. Dance friend. Finds out. He's like, well, we better do something about this. And the problem is he doesn't want them to get in trouble either. I think he was trying to kill the Duke. We've got something to kill a Duke. That's a bad thing. You find out about that, you go, well, we better stop that.
Silk tongue.
You don't like Silk Tongue. And Silk Tongue don't approve of him seeing Dance Friend. Get rid of Silk Tongue, see Dance Friend.
Makes sense. I think it might be worth...
Does it? I really don't know. I'm just saying a lot of things.
No,
Also, drinks.
Drinks.
And Silk Tongue has the ability to do a whole bunch of things. They stole the drinks from Silk Tongue. They were there. I think there's... And we know our dead guy was involved in smuggling shit. Did he make the bombs? It's a foundry. Made the bombs. Has access to all sorts of shit.
Yeah. That would be
And Derek both of
something.
them did. They argued.
Yeah. One of them got cold hooves, you think?
Masks.
Mask. Someone's lying.
Yeah.
He might be lying now.
Certainly not telling us the whole truth.
I feel like he did it. But then again, I walked in there going, I don't think he did it, so my opinion counts for very little at this point.
Well, hang on.
Is there a way you can disguise a dead body in hell?
Oh, you conceivably... I'm going to say that the stuff you might know is that you conceivably you could, but you'd need to replicate their essence, and that's about as hard as perfectly replicating a scent.
Okay, so it would
Right.
be easier to be disguised as somebody, like, if you were alive and an
Yeah.
archdevil,
Yeah.
than to actually make a dead body look different here.
Yeah.
Cool.
You could make a dead body look different, but you couldn't. But like anyone who knew that demon well, particularly knew the scent of their essence, would be able to tell whether it was the same one.
So it'd be pretty obvious if it was
Yeah.
fake. Cool. Never mind.
Well, we found a card for this dance place across
Yeah,
town,
I
the
should have a look
Sticks.
Dance.
Yeah, we should sashay over there and see if we can speak to anyone who maybe could shed some further light on this.
Silk.
Yeah.
I think that's probably our next stop.
Also, I think if I remember correctly, I know someone who works the door over there. They might be able to tell us something.
Dance friend.
Yeah,
Who?
we need to find that out. I can't help feeling that like the perfect way to get away with the crime is to make yourself look like a bad cover-up. Like, we know that someone he has an alibi, and yeah, he was seen there. Oh, if that was someone else pretending to be him and he was in on it, that's a great cover. No one's going to expect you tried to frame yourself.
Stupid.
Out of character,
Even for
eliminating
us,
the
that would be
obvious.
dumb.
There aren't other specific types of demons that are the same type as Ramats, are there?
Ramat is kind of looks a bit like it could be based off like something like a Glabrazia or something in nature, but
Right.
But no, he's a high-ranking devil, which means he's had essentially enough custom jobs done to his appearance that he's a unique entity.
Okay, so it's not just like the obvious example being a Dretch does it, but it frames another Dretch.
Yeah, you. There are other four-armed demons, but
He's pretty distinctive.
He's pretty distinctive.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah.
Bad shiny. Greedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
Don't know.
Lots.
What?
Yeah. The
Gold
person.
and silver.
Yeah.
I pointed at the cat's bronze.
Yeah. Dan's friend? Related to a silver.
Could be.
Silver might just be a name. I mean, I don't know, we can go around high society and let you lick everyone, but
My tongue out.
might have to be where we end up.
Hey, if we can get in the vicinity, I won't say no, but
Tricky.
yeah.
I think this dance club is probably our next stop.
Yeah, there's another piece to this puzzle, and I think we're going to find it there.
Okay.
Pieces.
The lantern flashes up on your suit. Yeah, goes. Yeah, that'll go well. Show up with your suit torn and covered in wolf slobber.
Okay, well, I can do something about that. Shut up, you. And I'm just going to do a whole bunch of mending and prestidigitation.
Oh, thank you. I was hoping.
I could have done
someone
that hours ago.
I lick some of it off to help.
Thank you.
Do you want to? So yeah, you definitely have the opportunity for a short rest. Do you want to take a long rest and head to the club in the evening?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a long
that's
rest
nice.
if we don't mind.
So you take the train. Back to your
No lycanthropes this time.
no lycanthropes this time. Back to your to your apartment. Take the opportunity to rest up, repair your suit, get a little bit cleaner. And
Oh, they haven't washed off the tunnel where the last one hit.
Yeah. There's a few dark smears.
Jam.
Jam. Don't eat the jam.
Toast?
Yeah.
Poor bread. And you get ready, putting on what glad rags you have if you want.
Dretch doesn't wear clothes.
I know.
Frog barely wears clothes.
You put on a slightly different pair of shorts if you
I
particularly.
put on my fucking bobble hat. That's what
put
I
on your
do.
bobble hat.
Pinstripe shorts.
Dretch doesn't wear clothes but has a bobble hat. That's quite weird, really. Oh well.
Excellent.
I don't imagine he's necessarily been there before, but would Malius know what sort of dress code is expected?
Oh, it's a trendy one. So, like, kind of acceptable dress codes include, fortunately for you, zoot suits, flapper wear, and punk.
Ah, okay.
I'm dressed ready for it.
I can use
Ready?
I can use the
the
hat
hat.
of disguise if I need to.
Yeah, true. You
Like,
can.
I'm not actually disguising my physical appearance. I'm
You
just
just change
changing
your
my
clothes.
clothes.
Nice. All right. In which case, you head out and get ready to go clubbing. And we'll get to that after these, no doubt, infernal messages.
Just the whole break.
While you are liking, rating, sharing, and subscribing to Flintlocks and Fireballs, why not try Subterrae sandwiches? They're not good, they're not bad, but they're made with the tears of the damned. Subterrae sandwiches, they're cheap.
And welcome back. By the way, I forgot to mention it in the intro, but credit for the concept of the chain bombs to my good friend David Bishop of Fourth Floor Comics, who actually designed the logo for Flintlocks and Fireballs.
Yes, at Oven Ready on Twitter, if people want to follow him.
Who, as I stole that particular concept from him from one of from a game I played with him. So yeah, well done. However, back to the moment in question. The three of you put on your bobble hat, your striped shorts, and just change your suit to look like something else.
Is this like a dinner jacket type of place?
It can be. It's more like zoot suits.
Ah, right.
But yeah. And you take the train. Don't. To a trendy midtown location. You're up on some of the mid-levels now, above the smoke and smog of the... Well, kind of amidst the smoke and smog generated from the foundries and the dark satanic mills. But it seems to thin out and give everything a sort of smoky late-night atmosphere. There's a few popular haunts around here, but... It seems that the Styx has really come in fashion of late, and there are queues and queues of demons lining up around the outside. There's a long queue that's zigzagging and switchbacking a few dozen times. Three of those switchbacks are occupied by one really long centipede demon, who people behind them are so annoyed. And there is, of course, also a much shorter queue, which is currently empty, but that one has a little red velvet rope, and that's the VIP entrance.
I think I found our queue.
Really? Oh boy.
Don't worry, I know the broad on the door.
Okay, you head up to you head up towards the VIP entrance, and the bouncer there is you see the bouncer there is kind of dressed up like pretty punky. So sleeveless black leather jacket, spikes on it. She's got like a veil of chains from kind of like covering the lower half of her face, sharp red eyes, spikes out the top and back of her head, kind of like what's the word I'm looking for here? Hellraiser. In appearance, and like her, and you can see like draped off her body, hooks into her clothes, or into like sort of piercings across her body are a bunch of spiked chains, including on her muscled arms. And as you try and stride up towards the
Are you trying to make me and Robbie gayer, by the way? You're succeeding.
As you stride up towards the VIP entrance, she slashes one of her arms forwards, and the three of the chains kind of reach out to grab the three of you.
Okay.
I'm just going to roll 3 attacks on this.
Oh, I'm not trying to dodge.
I am.
Are you?
Like, probably.
Okay, 17?
Hang on, I've forgotten my armor class. Yeah, totally his.
Okay, and she rolled a dirty 18, a natural 18 on you. So all three of you get caught by the chains and pulled close. And
Ow.
you hear
Creepy, slimy front.
Oh yeah, she poisoned now.
that she's grabbed you with her chains, so she doesn't take poison damage. But she pulls you up close and goes, like, "Hey, no queue jumping! Pumpkin!"
Roddy.
Pumpkin?
Oh no.
You see her look a little coy.
Is that a new piercing, or are you just happy to see me?
Oh, I'm very happy to see you, but I'm glad you noticed. She strokes like 3 piercings in on her eyebrow. And her eyebrow is just all piercings.
Yeah.
So it's just a line of metal rings. It was like, ooh, haven't seen you around these parts for a while, Pumpkin.
Well, you know, work keeps me
Okay.
busy.
Hopefully
Like-
not too busy.
Like, serious side eyes at Bryce. Shut the fuck up.
Do you drop in just to see little old me?
Oh, well,
Yep.
I couldn't neglect you. I was in the area.
Pumpkin.
Spicy.
Well,
Pumpkin
maybe
spice.
if I got Bertha to cover for me. She glances over at the other the other demon, who is this huge. When you say someone's built like a brick shithouse, you don't usually expect their muscles to literally be made of bricks. But Bertha is possibly an animated brick shithouse with a bow tied around her roofing tiles.
Amazing. I love her.
I love her.
Also, is not so much a bouncer as a splatter.
Yeah. She's got in one sort of in one brickish hand one of those little counters like clicking demons through.
Bow. Good.
Her voice, what it is, sounds like grinding masonry. Like, well, you gotta buy me a drink. Oh,
What's your
60.
pleasure?
Pumpkin.
Oh, well, how about we have a few motor oils and see where the night takes us?
Sure, there's actually some things I think you can help me with.
Oh, hold on. You're not just using me for work, are you, honey?
No, I had some questions.
Oh, Lovekins, no, it
He
ain't
was
like that
coming
at
here
all.
anyway, so he
Pumpkin.
said we could come along and
Oh.
yeah.
All right.
You know, it's never usually my my policy to mix business with pleasure, but as with all things, you are the exception.
Well, if you say so. You see that she her black leather sleeveless jacket, by the way, has a similar marking to just painted onto Bertha's bricks is the coiled serpent of the Oargai.
Snake.
But she does lift the red robe and says, "Bertha, cover for me. I won't be long, unless I'm lucky. And then you might need to cover for me for some time."
Rabbit in headlights.
Well, we've got nowhere to be, so
Pumpkin.
I'm sure Pumpkin can make some time.
Rhodey is going to drag you off to the bar to buy her some drinks.
Okay.
However, the two of you are left.
Oh no.
What do we do?
The two of you.
Help. We have to kill her or something so we can get back.
Quick, set things on fire!
The two of you are able to get into these sticks.
The party brain cellars.
Yeah.
We're in trouble.
So
It's going to
you.
go superbly.
You'll have your own opportunity in a moment to try and get any information you want out of Rhodey. But meanwhile, the three of you find your way into the sticks. There is pounding music coming from a band that is
Background music is so gentle.
Yeah, I think
The
it's
Sadness theme.
sorry. Actually, let's
Pounding music.
Yeah.
let's
Pounding
go
music.
for.
Nah.
There is pounding
Pumpkin.
music. 'Cause here's a track set that I've not used before. Let's see how it goes. But I vaguely remember some of these being. Yeah, there we go. A little bit more, a little bit more metal than the jazz music and the Sadness themes. There is dance music being played by a one-man, a one demon band, who you reckon is probably a cousin of the leggy blonde.
Oh wow! Okay. So is it all like various?
Yeah,
rhythms?
it's various instruments connected to one arachnoid demon who's just like playing a guitar, beating on a set of drums. She's got 3 heads and is doing the backing vocals and the main line.
That is excellent.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Like, we are Loaf, and this is I Want to Take You Out for Milkshake.
Oh.
That's weirdly wholesome as a title for a metal song. Just really want to take you out for milkshake.
As the others will test from. Weirdly, we went by we were in an open air pub earlier, and there was a live band. They were playing punk, and when you're really up close, you can't hear what's actually being said.
Not a clue.
Not a clue. So to me, the lyrics just sounded like, "I need to get an MOT. My fridge is out of jam."
Middle-aged punk.
Yeah. Regardless, though, this place is packed. It is exciting. It is intense. There is a mosh pit that moshes in the way that only demons can.
Oh god,
There
is a body count then.
Oh yeah. There's a sign saying when you step over the entry line, the management is not responsible for any loss of life or limb incurred as a consequence of use of the facilities.
Yeah.
But there are some raised sections where there's table service. There are people drinking, dancing, some smaller dance platforms and so on. And you notice there's definitely like a whole VIP section with which is thronging with absolutely like gorgeous looking demonic men and women. Like you just
And other people.
and the demonic gorgeous looking thems as well. Yes. And you see one of them change actually from a man to from an apparent man to an apparent woman as they move between tables and drape an arm around someone. These are succubi, incubi. I mean, the term is like literally dependent on what sex and gender they're assuming at work. Very, very high end, very in demand shape changes, and a lot of them wearing tattoos or outfits with the Coiled Serpent, with the Coiled Serpent emblem. Looks like this club is pretty solidly in this clan's territory.
Aye.
Overseeing a lot of them, you can see there is someone who does look like a huge and shockingly beautiful serpent person. Smoking, drinking and smoking a really long, sort of, what do you call those cigarette extender things?
I think they're literally just
Cigarette
called
holders.
cigarette
Yeah,
holders.
cigarette holders.
Yeah. I don't think there's like a special name. I think it's just cigarette holder.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, is there anywhere the pair of you want to, like, try and start looking? Or do you want to kind of, like...
What we're here for?
Mats.
Mats.
No, not Mats.
No.
That was too many words for Dretch, I'm sorry. Cats.
Cats.
Here.
Was cats here?
Card.
Card. Had the card. Wow. I forgot everything on that train.
Let's
Just
get onto this.
wiped
See what
everything
happens.
from my mind.
Clever.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, so you. Oh, that's maybe not quite. I'm going to go back to Hell's Rebels. See a playlist.
So it's called Hell's Rebels.
It's
That's
literally
amazing.
called Hell's Rebels. It's
Fun.
part of the Sirenscape default soundtracks.
Oh, we're not sponsored or anything. They're just cool.
Yeah. Okay, so sorry, where are you? Where do you want to head, and what do you want to look into? You know that you're after the McCats had a connection here.
How on earth? Oh, I could do something stupid.
What?
I could make myself look like the dead person and just see how people react.
Ooh.
Is that a terrible idea? It feels like a terrible idea.
Fun.
Okay, let's do that. I'm gonna go somewhere where no one can see me.
Okay, you kind of find like a little corner where it's not so much that no one can see you; it's just that like you see a hand. Like everyone there is just demons, either making out or so blissed out in the dance that they're just not paying attention.
I'll cast Disguise Self.
Okay, and you'll smoke billows around your form for a moment, and you assume the form of a much more intact and alive than when you last saw him. Tall, broad-shouldered, and kind of sexy-looking purple Rakshasa.
It does nothing for the body language.
It does nothing for the body language. The physical appearance is like this really well-dressed Rakshasa, but the body language is still Frog.
And I'm gonna have to keep my extra arm.
Oh, you can just tuck it inside your jacket, right?
Yeah. I don't have a jacket.
Not jacket,
Inside my chest.
You tuck it under where the illusion.
Well, you've
I'll
got
put
an
it under
illusion
an
in your jacket.
Yeah.
Oh no. Have a listen. See how people
Hearing.
react.
I genuinely do listen.
Okay.
Oh, how nice to be here.
Does nothing for your voice either.
I
But
don't know what this person sounded like.
you don't. But
They were dead when we met.
but as you do this, several demons kind of give you a bit of space because they see what appears to be a fucking Rakshasa. Although they are a little bewildered by your appearance. Dretch, you hear a few demons think, wow, that Rakshasa's drunk. What are they on? I wonder if I can get some. Like, hey, did they sell some of that around here? And then out loud, hey, we should hit the bar, see if we can get some more of that Rakshasa's having. But you do hear... initially you're just hearing this. Where do you want to walk as the cats? Or do you want to just see if just kind of loiter around and see if anyone comes for you?
No, I'm going to get murdered if I just loiter around and wait for people to come for me. Let's have a wander.
Okay.
Just wander aimlessly.
You kind of wander aimlessly, and after about a couple of minutes of this, one of the scantily dressed incubi comes. Actually, this particular moment, I think there actually is succubus. One of the scantily dressed succubi comes down with a grin on her face. And she's currently looking like a pink, like a sort of a tall pink human with dainty little horns, and a kind of slender but would she be slender? Actually, in this they can change their forms. For contrast, I'm actually going to say that she's gone for quite a voluptuous sort of form. And calls out, You?
Hello!
Well. We weren't expecting you here, my cats.
No, I haven't been here since... Oh, when was it last?
You hear, think, who the fuck is this?
Is she thinking anything about my cats other than that?
She's thinking, well, this isn't my cats.
You get a little telegraph in your head. Not cats.
You know, I don't think I can remember, but why don't you come on up to the VIP section?
I think that sounds like a terrible idea.
No, really, the boss insists.
Oh no.
Is she thinking bad things?
She's thinking, I hope I don't need to. Actually, no. She's first thing is, who the fuck let you in past the door? I'm gonna have to kick that chain devil's ass. Is she even at a post?
Frog.
You just say your name awkwardly.
Not cat. You get in your head.
Okay, can we have a little chat somewhere?
Sure. VIP section's just
Okay,
this
well
way.
that's a terrible
Dretch.
idea. This is Dretch.
You can bring your dredge, it's fine.
Hi, Dretch.
Dretch is Dretch.
You can bring the dredge that's with you. That's fine.
Oh no.
Do I notice this?
So as they're being led up to the VIP section, well, the couple of minutes of that's happening,
Oh, this is a bad idea.
you are
We're gonna
dragged
get
to
dead.
the bar by
Party.
Brody.
Split the party away from the rest of its brain. Away from its... We don't have any brain.
We have a joint intelligence of 12.
We do.
You're dragged to the bar by Rhodey, who has living mobile chains on her, and is thus pretty capable of getting people out of the way and clearing a path when she wants to.
And presumably getting people over here when she needs to.
Indeed. So she leans against the bar, and you see the bartender who is kind of just imagine just like that classic sort of red waistcoated valet. Bartender from like 20s movies.
Yeah.
In hotels. That, but there's no head. It's just empty. There's gloves on the end of the arms. And the arms move with like lightning speed, mixing drinks and so on. But the suit is otherwise empty. And she says, "We'll have a cup. 6 motor oils. 6 motor oils to start with for me. His tab."
What is that going to actually cost?
It's going to cost you 6 promises.
Ow.
She starts taking them and chugging back the, as far as you can tell, literal motor oil sounds like a cocktail. It's actually motor oil. You've tried this stuff. It's not
Keeping her chains greased.
Yeah, it keeps the chains greased. How's work been?
Oh, well, you know how it goes. It's,
Bit dramatic. I'm actually going to go back to the chilled music for a bit.
see life, plenty of crime, and not enough people to solve it. I am, however, working on a big case right now.
How big are we talking?
Huge. Gonna bust this
tell me
all
more.
down wide open. Well, I was hoping that you could tell me something, actually.
Okay. And she kind of flicks her fingers, and one of the chains curls up by your ear, and in what would be a gentle caress, except that she's definitely like leaving score marks.
Yeah.
These chains are barbed.
Yeah. That's what I love about you, your sharp personality.
Talk dirty to me.
So, you get many Rakshasa in here?
Oh, I mean the big spender.
Yeah.
I've seen him come through a few times, especially more in the last month. He's always with Janet, though.
Janet?
She flicks her eyes up to the VIP section. You can see that amongst the various succubi and incubi there is from initially, because it's the bit that's popping up over the edge of the glass screen, like the sort of waist-high glass screens, you can see what seems to be a very ordinary human-looking woman.
Okay.
Brunette, kind of wearing and just dressed like in a little shirt and what Americans would call a sweater vest.
Okay.
Over a blue shirt. Does have 7 arms on that blue shirt, and you looking down, you can see there is a coiled snake tail beneath it. This is she is a Marilith. You also notice that she's got a belt with loops of keys on it.
Ooh, fun.
Nothing. Yeah, I didn't see a lot of him. Pretty handsome, but nothing on you.
Oh, you smooth talker, you.
Oh, I just love a man in a suit.
Yeah, it's this is a new one, actually. It's hopefully an indication of things to come.
Oh. She's drained her 6 motor oils and gestures for 6 more.
Okay. So, does Janet work here, or...?
No, she works for the boss. She's a gatekeeper.
Right.
You know, opens doors between places.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
A good person to know, I guess.
She's kind of a frigid bitch, but...
And what's she doing working here?
Oh, gatekeeping. She doesn't do... Like, we've got plenty of incubi and succubi for regular clients, but she's really good at moving stuff from place to place. It did some work. The old patchy-eared cat. Like, I did a bit on the side, moving things with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but no, she had some private business with the big cat.
Huh.
Don't know what they did, though. But guess he must have needed to get somewhere.
Definitely business, not pleasure.
She wouldn't know pleasure if it throttled her. And she seductively puts a chain kind of like loosely around your throat and then leaps it back.
So, is it hot in here? Of course it is.
It's all those bodies just moving around, jostling.
So anyone been causing all that much trouble in here recently? Any kind of upsets?
Well, between you and me, there was a bit of... I don't know the details, but Mirth, Snark, and Rake went to see one of the real VIP clients. Would have been night before last, and, well, something went wrong, because Rake had to go... I don't know what happened, but they're not in work today, so they had to take the day off sick, and they're not usually one to miss a day.
Huh.
You'd have to ask them. But I can't afford. What the fuck is happening to Ryerson? Who knows? I can't afford Mirth and Snark on my salary. But you, if you wanted to, maybe we could all book a room together, or maybe just you and I.
Mirth and Snark.
She nods up, and you can see at this point you notice she nods like, well, Mirth's there, and oh hey. You see the curvaceous pink skin, like bubblegum pink, skinned succubus leading what appears to be Macant and Dretch up towards the VIP section.
Okay. Quick decision. Can you excuse me for just a moment? I need to visit the little demon's room.
Deception check.
Okay.
Your charisma is not as high as this character
No!
thinks it is. No, you're fucked. That's a 1.
That's a 1.
The chains
Yes, sir.
tighten on you, digging in a little bit. Hey, you're not just using me for my information again, are you?
No, not at all. It's just that my 2 associates over there, I think, are about to get on the wrong side of one of the other staff members here, and I would hate to cause a scene. Because that would be something that would have to put you back on professional duty now, wouldn't it?
Chains tighten a little bit. Take 4 points of damage.
Okay.
And then she releases them. Don't keep me waiting.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Frog!
Why are you shouting your own name in distress? What's wrong with you?
Just so
Is this true?
I'm aware that whole exchange cost me 12 promises.
Yep, it cost you 12
Ow.
promises and 4 hit points.
By the way, I can't believe you made a character that sexy, that not sexy when it came down to it.
Yeah.
Then when you described her, we were like, and she started
That's what
talking,
I
we're like,
thought.
well, nope.
Nevertheless, your ex does relinquish her grip on you, and you are able to hurry off to join your 2 companions.
Okay.
As the 3 of you...
So he shows up.
yeah, he shows up.
Pumpkin!
Snark, isn't it?
Oh no, you have me confused. I'm Mirth. That's Snark.
Dretch!
She looks up and you can see a kind of, in this particular moment, I'm going to say they're more of a them. Another succubus who is, I'm going to use it for default, could be succubus or incubus, depends what you want to word it, who is tall, kind of tall, currently flat-chested, with a very sort of sinuous sort of body. Again, pretty humanoid, but their horns are sharp and jagged, jutting up. They've got a hairstyle which, compared to the pink sort of bob that Mirth, like sort of curly sort of massive hair that Mirth is wearing, is like a short but like swept kind of haircut. I don't know how I would describe the kind of haircut you were wearing for the photo shoot earlier.
Quiff.
Like
Quiff.
a quiff.
Yeah.
That, something a little bit like that
Okay.
in style, but like with a very much kind of like a sharp flick to it. She is they in this moment are very angular, and they are also blue.
Okay.
At this particular moment, kind of like cobalt blue. So I'm just going to mark down their current pronouns. Snark calls out, Mirth, I see you've got some riff-raff. Are they here to play?
Hello.
Play.
Maybe. This is
Frog.
Frog, who looks so like Janet's little friend. Big friend.
We were trying to find friends of cats. And we're not good at talking. This seemed more direct.
Oh, dear. Gate crashes.
No, we don't.
Well, they know what we do with gate crashes.
No, Anthony. We know remarkably
No crash.
little.
We were let in here entirely legitimately, I assure you.
Business.
The boss wants to speak with you.
Oh, no.
This way. They lead you up past a few of the tables, including past the one with the Marilith, Janet.
What does she appear to be doing right now?
Janet right now is leaning back with 3 martinis, alternating between them, just sort of disinterestedly watching, glancing over everything. She just seems to be passing time.
Janet's living her best life by the sounds of things.
Okay, quick eye for detail here. I can use it as a bonus action.
Okay.
Does she have anything visibly on her that would connect her to a cat?
Ooh, to Macats, not necessarily that you can immediately see, but you do notice she does have one of those dragon flowers tucked into her sort of waist, her vest breast pocket.
Ah, okay, like the one that we saw
In Ramatz's
Ramatz's office,
Yeah, the one with the
right?
head
Yeah.
that just looks like a literal dragon's head.
Okay. Interesting.
You, however, are brought up to a huge serpentine figure with not dissimilar to the Marilith in appearance, but they have only got 2 arms at the moment. And they are also drinking. They have a kind of fluted glass next to them with some sort of bubbling bluish alcohol in it, and a decanter of the same nearby. And actually, for this one, I'm going to change over back to the 7 themes. Themes. Behind them on the wall, in bronzed, is the Coiled Serpent emblem, and you feel like this is probably the Coiled Serpent.
Yeah.
So, the 2 succubi escort you to this little enclosed booth which overlooks the whole club, and gesture pointedly to 3 seats or cushions which are laid out in front of the table.
I'm going to sit.
Should I take this whole face thing off?
The
Probably
serpent
for the best right now.
figure takes a drawer from their cigarette holder. Indeed. Probably for the best.
Okay, well, I'm going to just drop that. There we go.
Dretch.
Frog.
Marius.
Oagi. They are much like the other the succubi and incubi, just astonishingly beautiful. Like
Wow.
charisma 23.
Oh, God.
But there's and that beauty, depending on moment to moment changes between alluring, insensitive, distant, cold, unattainable, very attainable, and it just it's almost as if the perception of them changes moment to moment. They give a nod to Mirth, who produces 3 little glass drinking cups and sets them out.
Ooh.
Care for a drink?
What drink?
Sprite wine. Made from the best sprites.
Like a lemonade sort of thing.
Drink.
They uncork it.
I take it
pour out
without
3.
comment.
Yeah,
Put my tongue in it.
The Snark uncorks the bottle and pours out the same blue substance.
Tongue.
It tastes like the coming of spring. Given that we're some way from the fairy realms, this stuff was presumably not easy to come by.
Expensive.
Oh yes.
Ah.
Tasty.
The Wagi swirls their cup a little bit, takes a sip, and I'm going to say passive perception is Dretch. You're the only one whose passive is high enough to notice this. A thin line of some sort of silvery substance is left on the rim of the cup. And they kind of after they drain it, they pass the cup to Mirth, who wipes the rim with a silk handkerchief.
Are any of our cups silver?
All of the cups are glass.
No, but I mean, is the rim silver like
No.
theirs?
No, the rim wasn't silver before they drank it.
The truth shit was silver, right?
Yeah, it's more like they've left a slight residue.
Silver cup.
Ow!
I said it's in your head, by the way, obviously.
So, you came. So, why are you wearing one of my clients' appearance?
We wanted to find his friends.
Work.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're conducting an investigation.
Oh dear. An investigation into what?
Dead.
Really?
Yeah, nothing that you need to be concerned about, but we were...
I mean, you might want to be. I don't know. We don't have a motive. Could be they're killing everyone who knows him. Or it could just be him.
We're hoping to maintain something of a low profile right now.
As you can see, we're very good at it.
Most distinguished.
They thinking anything interesting?
Roll a wisdom check.
I thought it might be hard, but I thought I'd ask anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh.
pretty good actually. Dirty 20.
Okay, dirty 20. They have guards up, for sure. You get but I'm going to say you get a couple of glimpses of thought. For a moment, you catch an image of, and they're someone who thinks in images. You catch an image of Janet, the Marilith, opening a door to some sort of place filled with more of those dragon flowers. And an image of the cats with alive and walking after her. You catch a thought, a verbal thought along the lines of, okay, figured they'd send someone by now. Thought it would have been the Dretches. And then you catch an image of yourself looking back at you.
I smile.
It smiles. And in a very Undretch-like way it says, mind your own business.
Business.
And their mind closes to you.
I point at the flower. Pretty.
So they don't have a flower on them, but you point back towards Janet, who does have a flower in her breast. Oh, yes. From the Elysian Gardens. It's a retreat that we operate. Very comfortable, very discreet.
What flower?
That, I believe that's the Golden Baphomet. Oh, well, that's the term they use back in the mortal world when they can lay their hands on it. Imported from the celestial side of the afterlife. Not strictly illegal, just a pain to get hold of.
Also rather provocative if you're in the wrong part of town.
Well, I take a certain pride in being able to hold my own against the jealousies of some of the more established clans.
Yeah. I can see that.
Of course, anything to assist the investigations of the Duke's investigators.
Yeah.
Cats.
Yeah, we're
When?
we're looking into when Macats was last here.
Janet can no doubt provide you with more details about their specific business, but I can tell you that the last time I saw Macats was the night before last, when he and a four-armed gentleman came by to use Janet's services, disappeared through one of her doors for a few hours, and then came back in something of an agitated state.
And this four-armed chappie.
Yes.
Have you been around before?
Not one of our usual customers, though of course we do call-outs.
So this is his first time involved in this business.
Oh, I believe he had come by to the club a couple of times, usually in Macatz's entourage. They'd drunk and danced here before, I think mostly in the last month, but...
Ever with anyone? Like, bringing people?
Dance
A
friend.
dance friend. If you
Yes.
know what we mean.
Ooh.
Sauce.
Pumpkin.
Special pumpkin spice sauce.
Darling, dance partners are sort of what we specialise in. Mirth gives a giggle.
Yeah, but it's a sort
And
of bring your
snark.
own sort of situation.
Oh, we do that too. More the merrier. But I believe it was just Ramats and Macats who came by.
When you say they were agitated, did they start arguing with each other? Were they...
I think they were in some sort of argument about something, but I'm just talking about what I see from my perch up here. I like to keep an eye on the business.
Of course.
Glance
You
down, you see a very annoyed-looking floating brain, doing like something with like processing payments in the back.
Oh, brilliant.
Wow.
You don't happen to have any idea where it was they went, do you?
That you're going to need to talk to Janet about. Privileged information. We pride ourselves on discretion.
I don't
And
know much about... I mean, does Silk Tongue come in here at all? And now...
They smile at all. We're a neutral space. So we get members, yes, of the Montserrat and the Callisti come by to dance on occasion, and we, as I said, we've certainly had them come and frequent some of our services.
Ever get them dancing together?
Dance friend.
Oh no. I'm sure you've heard of the vendettas between them.
We just like to gossip.
Yeah, I mean, is this considered neutral ground?
Well, I consider it neutral ground, and anyone who tries to make it otherwise would have to get through all of my very lovely incubi.
Bite.
It's a kiss that they can give you a kiss that'll last you the rest of your life.
That's a long kiss.
And your
Ages.
door staff are very, very thorough as well. I have to compliment you there.
They give you a smile. Well, feel free to ask your questions, but they shift a little bit, and you see the form ripple until they and it just seems to melt into itself until instead they are a very attractive elven-looking woman in a blue dress. I'm going to do a little mingling, so do enjoy yourselves.
Question.
Darlings. Yes.
Change.
Oh yes, I can.
How?
It's a trick I learned from my own succubus days.
Anyone?
Oh no, this is something I can do.
So it's not something any of your other staff can do to the same extent?
Oh, darling, this is a house of succubi. We're all shape changes, and we do fulfill specific requests.
Be anyone?
Of course.
Oh,
All
do
part
me,
of
do
the
me.
surface. Honey, you can't afford my rents. Now, if you'll excuse me. She gives you, honestly, she gives you, Frog, a very seductive wink. And then,
wow.
and then sachets into the crowd
Okay.
to join the dance mob, like, with no one actually particularly recognising her. Except beyond, like, gosh, that elf's hot. And also an elf, so presumably one of the succubi.
Changes.
Yeah,
Lots.
and silver.
Flower.
Yeah. Yeah, this is,
Look, flower.
yeah, good idea.
We need to talk to Janet.
Janet.
Alright.
Janet.
Mirth and snark,
Janet.
glancing over to see that Owagi
Road was long, but I read Janet. Anyway.
Mirth and snark, glancing over to see that Janet has that Owagi has moved on, quietly help themselves to a bit of Sprite wine, lounge back in the
I'm
seats.
taking mine.
No, take yours with you.
I'm not like drinking it, I'm just dipping my tongue in it every now and then.
I'll
Apparently I've
finish
decided I like
mine
it.
and head over.
I'm going to give you a little wave
It's a
with
thing
the
to lick.
fingers.
It's mine now.
And one of them, Snark, I'm going to say, just shifts her form to look almost exactly like Rhodey. Gives you a seductive wink with a wink and a curling of chains.
1,000-yard stare.
Pumpkin.
Spice.
And then shifts back into a sort of into their tall blue form again.
Okay. I will head over to Janet.
Okay. You move over to the Marolith, who's drinking from martinis. She glances over. Can I help you?
Janet.
Yes.
Dretch.
I guessed.
Ooh.
Good guess.
I've heard you're a kind of person who under the right circumstances, can open doors for people.
She looks down at the numerous keys on her belt. Under the right circumstances. Depends whether you can afford me.
Well, I think I might have some questions about a client of yours who you've been working with recently.
She raises an eyebrow, looks up at the top box. Mirth raises her glass of Sprite wine encouragingly. Who exactly are you?
Frog.
An interested party, you might say.
Okay.
Work.
You work with my client.
So her client was the
The
cats,
cats.
wasn't
I mean, in a fashion.
it? Dead.
Wow, that was a bit blunt enough. Yeah.
Dad?
Dead.
Murdered. Specifically.
We're trying to find out who.
Well, I suppose that does render the confidentiality agreement somewhat null and void.
All but.
You can count on our discretion.
Sorry.
Yes, I was, well, you're going to need to be specific. I don't believe you've mentioned which of my clients.
Cats.
Macats.
Macats, yes.
Macavity.
She narrows her eyes, studies you. Alright, you seem to be telling the truth. So, what do you need to know?
How long had you been working with Macats?
A little under a month.
What work?
He had me open doors to a few locations around the city. Sometimes in person, sometimes I'd open up a channel between two different places. Sometimes he'd come and pick up a friend. We'd go to... I'd take them to a couple of different locations. They had a regular haunt. Sometimes he'd just have me open a door to send luggage through.
Friend? Who?
Whose luggage?
Didn't ask. But the friend... They had a couple. There was a friend who usually came with him. Sometimes they had me open a door straight from some foundry up to the Elysian Gardens.
Quite a way.
Not for me.
The flower is on her desk, isn't it?
In her lapel,
I
basically.
was going to say,
Flower.
have a look.
She looks at it, nods. They're the signature, one of the signature flowers from the Elysian Gardens. The boss likes to collect celestial plants, flora. Very exclusive. They're all about exclusivity.
Special?
Worth a pretty promise, I'm sure.
Worth a pretty obol. We pride ourselves. The Elysian Gardens are restorative in their nature, but they're not cheap.
I would like to do looking at the flower, please.
Okay, you focus your attention. The flower is faintly magical, but in the way that a magical plant would be. It doesn't seem to be a crafted... it's not a powerful magical item. It just has magical potential. It also has... but the nature of it is celestial in nature. It's from, as it were, the other side of the afterlife, where the gods hold sway.
Angel flower, you get in your heads.
Weird taste for somebody down here.
People like beauty regardless of where it comes from. You
Pretty.
don't spend a lot of time in the upper city, do you?
I'll give a guess.
My work doesn't generally take me that far.
Down.
They can afford it up there.
I don't doubt it. So,
Takes a sip.
I hear that McCats and his associate, the four-armed gentleman, they had a bit of a heated conversation, shall we say, not too long ago.
Angry.
I don't listen into the details. I open the door, I leave, I come back at a given time. But he's dead, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dead.
Well, when I came to to close the door back from the Elysian Gardens, both doors, in fact, there was an unexpected extra passenger to take care of.
Oh, really?
Usually it was just the three of them, but
Cats. Who?
Mercant, the four-armed gentleman, and some lawyer woman from the upper city.
And other?
That'd be the bare-headed one. I think they normally call him Silk Tongue. I've seen him before. He's come here. He used to come here. He orders out these days. I believe mirth and snark are his usuals.
You get in your head, Silk Tongue dance friend?
Maybe.
You have any idea where this Silk Tongue might be now?
Probably in the upper city, in the Callisti part of the exchange. He's he's their head trader, as well as as their boss's son.
Interesting they'd be operating together, given the state of affairs between...
There was a less than amicable situation when I arrived. They were all but at each other's throats.
What changed?
How do you mean? I mean to say that Silk Tongue was on the verge of breaking the suspension of the feud and strangling Mercats and the four-armed guy there and then. That would have been a sight to see.
Certainly would have
The whole
done.
city would have been up in arms. That would have been exciting. My job gets so boring.
Tongue, cats,
Was that...
friend?
No.
Ever?
No. Other sides of this feud.
Fight.
Miss the fighting.
So what happened when they found out that they had an uninvited guest?
Dunno, but I came in before any essence was actually spilt, and I made it very clear. They had a minute to get back through my doors before I closed them, where they could find their own way back from the gardens.
Just, generally, have I heard anything weird in Janet's head?
So yeah, Janet's thoughts kind of like skitter and scatter a bit. She's not so high level as to have her have a shield up all the time. But
She knows some techniques.
Yeah, she knows some techniques. So give me a wisdom check anyway.
Oh, God. Kill me. 5.
You don't get anything about the subtext of what you get through Janet's jumbled thoughts is that she doesn't really care. And she just wants the fighting to start, so she can use all
bored.
those weapons they've got stored up.
You get weapons into your head.
Yeah.
Store.
I saw that.
So, no love lost then.
No love lost at all. My main regret is that what was a pretty stable client has terminated their contract early.
Well, it sounds like that, irrespective of that, you may get your wish. There's a lot of bad blood on both sides, and Marquette's death.
Yes, if this boils over, it's just going to be glorious.
Contract and when?
Well, doesn't do harm to tell you now, we were due to finish up sometime in the next week. I understand we'd just gotten the last couple of luggage shipments moved to the subcontractor, and then it would be one more set of trips out from there. That's
Where?
I'm afraid I'm still under contract on the final destination of those goods.
Do you have any idea what the goods themselves were?
Not my job to ask. In fact, it kind of in the contract for me not to ask, but
You didn't see anything?
she shrugs. Clothes, furniture, keepsakes.
Never any indication who it belongs to?
Came from a couple of places, sometimes from the foundries, sometimes from the exchange. Uptown, downtown.
You get in your head small clothes.
Yeah.
Hole.
Not bad. Not bad. That's not too big. Oh, I don't know.
Small bear.
Small bear.
Huh?
How many arms does Silvertongue have?
As many as he wants. He's a shapeshifter.
Oh, God, isn't everyone?
But he usually takes 2 arms and a bear's head in honor of his mother.
A tail?
Sometimes not. I think he usually has a small one or one that doesn't come out of the suit.
Bear tail.
She nods. They're
Long
all
tail.
pretty sharply dressed up in the exchange.
Tail.
It's all lawyers and stock traders.
The same thing.
Yeah, you mentioned there was a lawyer woman.
Oh,
Any idea who she might be?
Callisti. Don't know more than that.
Look!
When I saw her, sure. Assuming she's not a shape changer. Silver skin, kind of looked humanoid, horns, dress suit. Could tell she was Callisti from the cufflinks. Seemed happy the times I'd caught sight of her before. Pretty stressed night before last.
Maybe we need to have a little chat.
I
Fine.
think maybe we do.
Fine. Yeah.
Where?
You want to go to the gardens?
Yeah.
That could be useful if you're willing to give us a hand to get there.
He shrugs. I've got the key ready just in case. If you got any more questions to ask around here, go ahead.
Just out of character briefly, we've established that the the last time she saw Macat or any of them, it was after they'd just completed a job, and they had an uninvited guest, but also they were agitated with each other.
Yeah, and that was the night before last.
Yeah,
Right,
they were
cool.
pissed off.
Cool, okay. Right.
You're in luck. I'm due to open a door there soon anyway to pick someone up, so you can get a free ride.
Thanks.
Ideal. Thank you.
Very kind.
And I would consider a personal favor if you didn't mention this to the chain devil on the door.
And what's that
Pumpkin.
favor worth to you?
Well, seeing as you've scratched my back, I'm perfectly willing to scratch yours should the need arise.
She looks you up and down. Roll a charisma check.
Okay.
We're more useful than we look.
Dretch.
Check, that's a 13.
To be fair, we couldn't look less useful.
I'll pick you up on Saturday.
Spicy. What?
Pumpkin.
I like flowers.
Spicy pumpkin.
Spicy pumpkin saucy special.
You're just saying words at this point.
They all mean the same thing.
Flower.
Meet me out back on Saturday, which is in 4 days' time after your
Right.
after your deadline. I don't like to be stood up, and don't worry if you can't make it. She holds up a key. I can always find you.
He'll be there, or he'll be soup.
She shrugs.
Fair enough.
Soup or date?
Solve the mystery. This is now a dating sim.
Damn it.
Malius and just various demonesses.
Petition to
Yeah.
do the date at the end of the mystery.
Yes.
Well,
How many more infernal entities are gonna set up a date with Malius before this is done?
I haven't got one date.
well, if I'm reduced to the more, at least I won't have to.
We'll have a date.
Date!
Hey! Solve the mystery. Let's go on a date.
It's a
Date.
double date.
Now who's being pumpkin?
You.
Pumpkin.
It'll always be you.
Pumpkin. Pumpkin.
He goes.
It just keeps going.
His skin is red. It goes redder.
There's orange, which is where the
Pumpkin.
nickname comes from. Do you have any more questions to ask anyone or further investigations to do
Can't think of
around?
anything.
No, I can't think of anything.
Then after about 15 minutes, Janet slithers her way up and moves towards towards just one of the walls. And she takes a piece of chalk from her belt and draws just the outline of a rectangle on the wall.
Oh, in this 15-minute interval,
Yeah.
could I try and get a sense from what she was saying, whether or not she had any kind of alternate agenda in helping either Macat or Ramat?
Give me an insight check.
Okay. This isn't exactly discerning lies, but that's a 16.
You get the feeling from talking around it a little bit and getting a sense of her that this was a job for her. It feels like it was a job of some importance, but whether that's because she had an ulterior motive or because this was a high-ranking client who was paying well.
Fair.
Either way, it's you definitely get the feeling that it's something that a certain amount, that there was a certain amount of pressure from above to do well and do properly.
I too have something I would like to do in this 15 minutes. It's
Yes.
extremely important. I'd like to finish my Sprite wine, and while I'm finishing it, I would like to get a rock out and dunk it into it like it's a biscuit in my tea.
Roll a d6 for a rock.
Brilliant.
I've not had a rock in a while. It's been too long. Not a rock.
Oh.
Okay, so you pull something out to dunk into your tea. Okay, you reach in to your into your rucksack, and you pull out what appears to be a ginger biscuit. Dip it in your tea, nom on it. It's intact.
Weird rock.
Dip in it. Eat some ginger biscuit. Look at it. It's intact again. You have an inexhaustible ginger biscuit.
This is the best thing.
Yeah.
Good rock.
I don't think that's... Never mind.
It's a rock.
Best rock.
I'm not agree with that.
Well, that's stretched for 15 minutes. Good luck. Good luck getting him to do anything ever again.
Okay. So
I give a bite to Chibi Dretch.
Oh.
the doll isn't really capable of biting it, but you hear crack.
Good rock.
Sort of smush it against its mouth a little bit.
Friend.
In a very much feeding your teddy bear sort of way.
Yeah.
Oh.
I pat it on the head and put it back in in the pocket.
And the three of you, and then Janet gets up, draws a rectangle on the wall in chalk, draws a small circle where a keyhole would be, takes one of the many keys, inserts it into the circle, turns something, and the door swings open to...
What was that sound? How did you even make that?
Frog was very impressed by the door.
to a
Clearly.
set of...
Just doing where in your face it came from. Like, I just have questions.
to a set of gardens beyond. The contrast as you get through is immediate and almost a little disorienting. As the door kind of closes to behind you, you realise that you stepped out of a ivy-covered retaining wall in the midst of what feels like a slice of a sort of biblical Garden of Eden.
Ooh.
You are underneath a beautiful starlit sky. The stars gently shift and change position over time, like visibly over time. The sky is cut through with vibrant shades of colour amidst the darkness above. They're clear as well. You've not in the lower city. You never see cloudless sky. In fact, it's pretty rare that you see sky. The plants around are astonishingly beautiful. They are in full flower, even at night. There are beautiful, glimmering... there are fireflies, and there are the things that fireflies could be if they just tried harder and had been born with magic bred into their veins. There are what seem to just be tiny stars floating between different flowers. There are running ornamental rivers, tiny bridges over koi ponds, where fish that look like with the heads of dragons lazily swim through the waters. There are benches. There are many secluded sort of like lovers' garden points. And it's just the most relaxing place you've been to since you can remember. There's a table there with... If you could eat anything or drink anything, what would you eat?
Oh.
Good bugs.
There's a bowl filled with delicious-looking bugs in various different colours.
Maybe some good rocks in there too.
A couple of good rocks scattered in.
All I can think of is the sandwich from earlier.
You get the you see on another table nearby, there is the sandwich from earlier if it had been made with fresh ingredients and real bread.
Okay, it would probably be like a steaming cup of coffee and like 2 fried eggs on toast.
It's just there.
Good bugs.
Where's it?
Nom.
Jarek looks at him. All part of the service. I'm going to take a few minutes to relax. You've got a quarter of an hour before I'm due to pick up my appointment. She's around here somewhere if she's a she today.
Thank you.
Alright.
And indeed, scattered throughout the most distinctive flowers, almost at every turn are these golden dragon-headed flowers. Just gently breathing heatless flares of fire.
Ooh.
Pretty.
Okay. I'm going to look around at the flowers here and see if there are any notable areas where they've been like heavily picked.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Uh, 16.
Okay. Heavily picked. I mean, they've been picked here and there in different places, but you do notice there is, after kind of doing a bit of skimming around, there is one particular set of Lover's Glade, not too far from where Janet created the door, with a beautiful set of, with a beautiful sort of wrought silver swing seat under an arch. And there several the flowers are not denuded, but new ones are slowly coming in, tiny ones, as if they're regrowing after being recently picked. And you can see that someone has artfully sketched, just carved as if with a claw, as if the claw used to calligraphy. What looks like a bear's head atop a mountain.
Ooh.
Like the two symbols curving into each other.
Whose symbol is a mountain? Did we find
It's
that
the
out?
Montserrat.
I thought they were a snake.
No,
The
that's...
snake is Awagi's.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
so you've seen 3 symbols, excluding like Duke Mephistes.
And point at the symbol. Dance friend.
Dance
Yeah.
friend.
This is like the demonic equivalent of like a heart carved into a tree with like K4S.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
5 ever.
Yeah.
You hear a sort of and look around and you see that there's someone actually sat in this particular lover's grotto.
Hello.
It appears to be it's a humanoid demon, currently a woman, who is... It's weird. They are just sort of a almost default grey in skin tone, with white hair that's just down, not doing anything. They look beautiful, but like in a slightly kind of like tired way. Like, and they're just wearing a, again, very pretty but quite plain grey dress, and it's almost got like with long sleeve, with like a long cardi almost to it. It has a sort of vaguely convalescent feel, and they're sipping from a little china teacup.
Break time.
Yes, you could say that.
Are you the dance friend? Hi. Who are you?
Lawyer?
No, I go by Rake.
Rick.
I'm off on sick leave at the moment.
Sick?
Expenses paid. Oh, business with a client. The boss agreed to pay for a little convalescent time here. Had a bit of a bite taken out of me last night, so
Ow.
breach of contract, settle out of court. You know how these things are.
Job?
Got a little carried away with the kissing. Drained a bit by accident. You know how hard it is to keep restrained when you're in the moment. They took issue. There was threats of loss of legal affairs, and well, my boss decided that the best way to avoid someone getting dissolved, breach of contract, and accidental damages was to let them take a piece out of me. I've been compensated.
Who?
Client privilege. I'm not really supposed to say.
Oh,
their
go
head
on.
saying it?
Who are we gonna say?
Well, weren't they in...
Roll a wisdom check.
It was her, wasn't it? At the moment. This dice is going in the bad place. 8. No, less. 5, sorry.
Oh.
It rolled a 19 in the bad place.
It keeps doing this.
She puts up a her defenses are more reflexive than anything else. But you get an image for a moment of like a flash of golden fur.
Do my cats have golden fur?
No, purple.
No, purple. I didn't think so, yeah. Gold fur you get in your heads.
Yeah. Gold fur is what you get from that check. That's what you get.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have we seen anyone with golden fur?
Not amongst the people you've met thus far.
Cool.
Bad shiny?
Maybe.
Gold?
Gold.
I'm consider. Surely, though, they were the one that was in breach of contract, thus making your obligation to them null and void.
I thought we'd argue that too, but well, we set specific lines. He liked to be drained a little bit. Sometimes we get a little rough, but we had to make. But I didn't put all of his essence back.
Whoops.
Whoops. What can I say? A girl gets hungry sometimes.
Lawyer help?
He's got a good lawyer. So I've heard.
Who's the lawyer?
Some bitch of a sister, but we didn't want to get into an extended legal thing, so settlement. Like I said, it's been dealt with, and I have my own compensation. The boss just wanted it smoothed over.
Lawyer name?
His. Well.
There was a lawyer woman mentioned, right?
Yeah.
Not being
She thinks
magical.
we're. I suppose she's not part of the confidentiality.
No, not at all.
Work?
Sure. Jabalat Callisti. Jabalat, I should say. Callisti.
Ballot. That's what I'm writing down. Deal with it. Where?
She kind of glances up, and you can see on one side above the carefully cultured view, you can just see the city continuing to rise to a handful of glass, steel and gold towers.
Mm.
Probably would want to check the exchange.
Oh. Yeah.
Go there.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
You hear there's a rustle as Janet comes onto the scene. Rake, you ready to... Time to head back. Hope it's been a nice day off. Relaxing in its way. Do excuse me.
Feel better.
Oh, I will. I will. She stands up, puts the tea down. You can see just like a little hint of like a face in the tea, and then she drains it. What do you think was in that perfectly done two fried eggs?
Eggs.
And Janet looks after you. Do you want to catch a ride back, or?
I'm a little look round.
Work.
Work.
All right. Enjoy the train ride home.
Thanks for your help.
She leads the succubus through the door, closes the rectangular bit of hedge afterwards, and just whatever hint there was of a door vanishes. And we'll pick up from there next time. Thank you all very much for listening. Thank you all very much for playing, and farewell from all of us here at Flintlocks and Fireballs. Fair seas and natural 20s.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.